I'm going to be in charge of a giveaway when we hit 500 followers. I'm going to set someone up with D&D shit when we hit 500. So the sooner we get there, the sooner I get to do that, and sooner somebody, maybe you, gets free stuff. So help us reach that number, please, as quickly as you are able. People who have recently helped us reach that number include, and I'm so glad I get to start with this today, Grandma has got saggy melons. Thank you for the follow.
That's amazing.
Lawless Vox, thank you also for the follow, as well as Bog USB and AK Forget Me Not 49. AK Forget Me Not 49. Yep, got there. We made it. Other things to know about the channel going forward. We are at 67 subscribers, 2 subscribers away from a nice. But when we hit 100 subscribers, it used to be 150. We're lowering it because we're getting excited to do it. I'm going to do a cosplay makeup tutorial with Oh My Sophie. No idea what I'm going to be doing. I think she's tempted to make me a goblin, so that should be fun. Because that means that there's no shortcuts. Everything will have to get involved. So that we are currently 33 subscribers from that number. We have more than enough followers to hit that, and more than enough generosity in this group to get there. So we are looking forward to that. Other announcements. Next weekend, I will be at Fandemic Atlanta. I will be working at Misty Mountain Gaming's booth. If you are going to that show or live in the area and want to meet me and hang out and have me buy you a drink after workday is over, or better yet, have you buy me a drink after the workday is over, then Fandemic Atlanta will be the place to do it. And the month after, Rob and I will be at Planet Comic-Con in Kansas City, Missouri.
And you have to buy 2 drinks for me.
2 drink, yeah, just
2 drink minimum.
He really opens up after 3, though. Those are the things that I can think of. Friday night stream at 7 CST is going to be another stream takeover by Crash Candy Cosplay, who is going to be giving a dissertation with visual aids as to who in the Sonic universe, under the current U.S. legal system, would be in the most trouble with the law. And I am told that it's not who you'd think. So I'm going to be flip-flopping between Wasteland interview and a dissertation on Sonic the Hedgehog's legality on that night.
Excited about that. Like, I've heard about
I can't wait.
She's been talking about it for months.
So.
I don't know exactly like how the timing's going to work out and who I'm going to do, but you know what? I've got 3 screens and 2 Twitch accounts. I'm going to make it work. Wasteland Girl says I would make the best goblin. Sophie would make the best goblin, because that's basically the point of her monthly stream. But I'm very delighted that you think so, and I will do my best as a goblin if a goblin happens. And hello, Grimforge! Welcome back, buddy.
Hi, Grim.
You just in time. I just finished talking.
Cool. So are we ready to get started this evening?
Never.
Never?
Yes.
I'm never ready.
I'm so ready. I'm always ready.
Well, something that we talked briefly about doing last week, which I think the audience will enjoy, is we're going to do episode recaps from the point of view of a character each week. So this week we will be starting with our own Carnival employee, Scinn, for our recap.
Employee is a strong word. They give him the things that you really just can't mess up.
Our own Carnival charity case. Yeah.
Yeah. Basket case. Yeah. So be prepared, everybody, because we got through those announcements fast, which means we're going straight into the child voice. So here we go, guys. Okay. So like last week, I went out and I was handing out flyers for the carnival because like we just came back and it had been like 8 years and it was a really long time. And I made new friends. I met Sawyer and I met Chester. Cheshire. His name is Cheshire, not Chester. And then they came to the carnival And then they rode the snails, and unfortunately they didn't get Chocolate Thunder. Just rest in peace, Chocolate Thunder. But Cheshire did win, which is pretty cool. With Sawyer very close behind, and then we went to. Where did we go after that? Oh, we went to go see Illusions. We went to the Hall of Illusions, and there was like a tiny guy that was crying. And also Sawyer was laughing really hard. Oh, and after that, we helped him, and then we went to go see the Pixies, and we were really, really tiny, and they barfed on a hamster. And then after that, we went to the big tent and watched all the stuff, and Cheshire got to perform a little bit, and it was really, really great. And then they offered jobs to everybody, and they must have forgot that I already worked there because they offered a job to me again. Then I reminded them. But anyway, it's great. That's where we are.
You all are officially caught
Impressive.
up. So,
what more is there to say?
right? All right. So we're about halfway through the evening of the carnival. You guys have all just had a nice quick little meeting with Mr. Light. He stated that he really enjoyed your enthusiasm in the show, and he just overall he could tell like you bring joy to people, or at least you're doing your best to bring joy to people, and he wants to eventually bring you to meet with his brother Mr. Witch, to talk about possibly getting you a job with the carnival, meaning you would travel with them, you would leave this plane, you'd come back every 8 years or so, and you would just step out of the main big event tent, and you were about to head towards your next activity.
Oh, look at the map.
Yeah.
Sawyer, you said that you came here last year, and I've been several times before. Perhaps something that you haven't done.
Yeah. No, I don't remember doing much up in the northern part of the car. I mean, I don't remember much at all, but maybe we can head up past the big top like this way and see what's up there.
Like to the gondolas or something like that?
Sure.
What's a gondola?
It's like a swan. It's made out of wood, and you sit in it. It takes you out on water, which, to be fair, I don't really like water because my wings, if they get wet, it's bad. But I'll go out with you.
Wooden swan. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Think like one of the toy horses that are made out of wood that kids sit on, but like it's a swan. And it's bigger. And it's not really like one of those horses at all because it's a boat, not a thing you sit on. Yeah.
Good analogy.
Onward!
So, you all start making your way that direction, and that was the one event that I was not planning on you going to immediately.
We did it again.
Already derailing the campaign.
Strong.
I was like, oh, they're definitely not going to go to that one.
Here, while you look that up, Scinn will just do some nice, non-dangerous at all dagger throwing because he has 3 itty-bitty daggers.
Little tiny daggers.
Very nice. I love those things.
Sawyer's like extra supportive of it. Like, that was really impressive. Really, really like that. That's really cool.
How do they not have you performing under the big top yet?
You should be the star.
Last time I tried, there was maybe some fire. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
How is there fire involved in juggling daggers? I don't understand.
It was a freak accident. Not quite as freak as Chocolate Thunder, but a freak.
Rest in peace.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Sometimes when I do magic, what happened doesn't really actually happen. Some other things sometimes happen. Which for everybody joining in, he's a wild magic sorcerer, so like things never go right.
So
I didn't know you could do magic. I just thought you had a disappearing dog.
Oh, watch. And he druid crafts a little flower and like sticks it inside of your mask, like the eye hole. Just.
Oh.
I mean, all of this is really impressive. I can't do any of that kind of stuff, so that's really cool. Honestly,
I can't. I mean, this is a real flower. I can't do real flowers.
Like magic, it doesn't matter. Like if you could do magic or not. Like there's other cool things people can do. You know, I mean, well, Timothy does magic, but I'll think of somebody who doesn't do magic that I could say is cool. Don't worry.
Right.
Don't worry.
I'll look forward to it.
Just because a dog can do a thing that you can't do doesn't mean that you can't do things that the dog can do.
Right, I can do things dogs can't do.
Right.
I can talk, and
Yes.
I can walk on two legs consistently. Like
Yes.
I know dogs can like walk for a little bit on the hind legs, but I can do it forever if I wanted to.
Right. Yes.
You could
You
probably
see?
also catch your
Good.
tail faster than he can. Just saying. Got better dexterity to get back there. Do you have a tail? And he like flies around and looks.
I mean, I have thumbs. Dogs don't have thumbs, so
That's true. They got that little curly toe in the back.
Cheshire
Yeah.
conceals his tail behind bits of ribbon.
So as you guys are walking, because it's not that far of a walk, you kind of cross this little bridge area, and there's a lake that you walk up to, and you see these giant, like just huge swans that are just kind of like almost like a lazy river, kind of just guiding along, but the swans are living. So they're just, just peacefully kind of gliding across the lake area, and they're draped in flowers. And as the swans are going, they actually disappear into a bank of like a silvery mist that they just kind of go into it. But then also on the other side, you see them kind of come back out of it a little bit. And you walk up to kind of the pier area where you see one of the carnival hands there ready, just kind of punching tickets. And at the end of this pier, you see one of these giant swans waiting for you, just kind of preening its feathers and just kind of relaxing, knowing that it has a job to do, but it's just chill, So, I will leave it back to you guys.
that looks like a really chill swan right there.
Cheshire has his ticket out looking for a punchy person.
And just flutters over to it and is just waiting because he doesn't have a ticket.
You see just a human standing there, like, hello everyone, would you like, we don't have much of a line right now. If you guys want to ride the swans, it's going to be just one punch each person. And you're more than welcome to join you. We can probably get all three of you on this one swan without an issue. As you can see, they're rather large. This is this one that we have waiting for you. Her name is Featherine. So if you want, I can get you on board now, or you can come back later.
I like Featherine. I think we should go on Featherine.
Yes, if we come back later, we might not get Featherine.
Exactly.
Yes, let's go. I hand my ticket over to the gentleman.
Me too.
Punch, and you're the fairy that we brought on a while back. Are you accompanying these adventurers?
Yeah.
Oh.
What's your name? I forgot what your name is. Could you tell us what your name is?
My name's Joey.
Oh, wait, okay. I have a habit of giving people names when I don't know their names, so it's probably good that I just ask you.
Well, I have a hard time remembering people's names, so you know what? Just call me Joe.
You were this close to being a Gregory.
Gondola
He
Joe.
goes over to the swan.
Man, I kind of like the name Gregory. He's just kind of like It's like, all right. So he guides you out to Featherine the Swan, and he's like, easy girl, take good care of these adventurers on this ride, and make sure they have a good time. And he just kind of walks back to the other end of the pier.
Nope. I've never been called an adventurer before. It's. I mean, am I? Are we? Is that? I suppose this is something of it.
Through the carnival.
This does feel like something of an adventure. Well, Cheshire the adventurer.
Like it. Has good ring to it.
That will look much better on a flying flyer when I get flying flyers.
Yeah.
I'll practice origami.
Yes, I will need help with that, surely. Folding paper, I think I'll find easier than tying rope, but I think I can do it.
So, you guys all board Featherine. I'm going to say board because that's the only word I can think of that's similar to a boat. But Featherine kind of like rustles her feathers a little bit and like gets comfortable, and she kind of turns her neck back and says, "All right, are you guys all ready to ride?"
Yeah, I've never talked to a swan before. That's just cool.
What do you mean you've never talked to a swan before? We all talk.
I guess I've never tried. That's really cool.
I mean, it's cool, but maybe you should try talking to us a little more often. We actually like it. Some of us think of ourselves as very kind and respectful individuals.
Yeah, but next time I see Spawn, I'll talk to him for you.
I appreciate it. They're probably my kin. They call me Mother Featherine.
Love that.
All right, so Featherine kind of like kicks off from the dock and just easily starts kind of like coasting through the lake area, heading towards this silver mist, where in front of you see another swan kind of go into it, and they disappear, and you start making your way closer to it, and you kind of you break the barrier of that fog, and it's almost like you're transported into the Fey Wild like plain as a whole. Colors like beyond you can believe. Some of the best smells, like there's butterflies flying, there's a pig with wings flying overhead, giant mushrooms, and just like things you've never seen before. I mean, obviously Scinn has seen them, but the two of you, how are you taking this?
Cheshire is just wide-eyed, and he's not looking at anyone in particular in the group so that he can not miss anything that he's looking at. But he leans over to Sawyer without looking at her and says, "Do you know Paul, the butcher back in Petal?"
Yeah.
He said he'd give me a job when pigs fly, and he owes me a job now.
I'll go talk to him with you later, and like I can back up your story and everything.
Well, I mean, of course, we're about to be hired onto the Carnival, according to Mr. Light, but still.
Right.
Sorry, Mr. Witch? I forget the brothers, the resemblance, but...
Yeah.
Nevertheless, wow.
This is a lot. I mean, I didn't think that we'd actually go into like another plane or anything, but that flying pig, like that's cool.
And next thing you know, you see a few more pigs kind of fly up, and they're oinking, and like think of them almost like geese. They kind of go into like that V formation, and they're just kind of like just flying around and having a good time.
I'm real happy that we don't have flying sheep back at home, because they would be even harder to herd than the ones I've already got.
That would be difficult. Scinn, it's a herd of sheep and a flock of birds, a murder of crows. What is a group of flying pigs called?
Bacon? Fly bacon?
Is that what?
A bacon of flying pigs.
That's
That
beautiful.
sounds good. And the whole time they were having this conversation, Cian's been sitting like up close to the swan's neck, going, "Tell me, Featherine, I've like met swans before that like weren't as cool as you. So like, are your feathers just so big and fluffy because they're full of secrets? Because I feel like swans like smack talk a lot."
My feathers are not full of any secrets, I will have you know. But they are soft. Would you like to take one? I was preening a little bit, and I have some just kind of stuck to the side here. You're more than welcome to one if you're really so inclined to take one.
I don't want to take things off of you. And you're so big and I'm so little. They're probably as big as I am, but I'll clean them off for you. Don't worry. Got dexterous little fingers, and he starts like plucking off what he thinks are loose feathers.
That one was attached.
Sorry, my bad. Sorry, it felt loose. I'm sorry.
Oh, mercy. By the way, we all, including you, Rob, have guidance from Grimforge.
Oh, thank
Next
you,
time we roll
Grim.
something, get that D4 involved.
Woohoo.
And Ravenheart suggests that flying pigs are referred to as ham hawks.
Good
Ham
one.
Hawks.
Good one.
I'm a fan.
I like it. So as you're kind of coasting around this lazy river, you're just kind of so absorbed by the sights, and like Featherine, she just kind of like heads straight forward, says, "What is joy?"
What is joy?
What is joy? You can choose to acknowledge her, answer her, ignore her, whatever you so inclined to do.
I guess it depends on the person you talk to, because like I think most people would probably say that joy is just like when you feel really happy and things are going great. But then also there's some people in the world that are named Joy. So if you ask like somebody one of those people who joy is, they might just say me. Yeah.
Good to know. I met a Joy once. She wasn't very joyous, but her name was Joy. It was really confusing.
Were her feathers so big because they were full of secrets?
No, she was a fairy.
Oh yeah, to be fully honest, my kind, we do like being kind of rude sometimes.
Do your fairies have feathers?
Some of them depends on how they're born, man. Lady, how do you want me to refer to you?
Call me Mother Featherine. Mother,
Feather.
Mom, whatever you like.
Mommy, okay. He turns to Cheshire and is like, that felt so weird.
I'm going to be calling her Mother Featherine, but you call her what you wish.
Like, what about joy to you guys though? Like, because I mean, everybody's got a different idea of what it means to be happy.
I think joy and happiness are something different. I have been joyful when I haven't been happy, many a time, and I think, as far as I'm concerned, it is freedom. It's not having a penny in your pocket and not a thing to do today, and a full stomach, and a slight buzz from the first cup of ale of the week. The smell of a flower, the rind of an orange. It's simple things.
Yeah, I just like, especially when I get to surprise my brother with things, my little brother. If I can bring home something extra, like a treat or something, and he's happy, that's what brings me joy.
It sounds like all three of you have, good visions of what joy is. It's nice to know. You kind of just keep sauntering along this lazy river. Now the sights kind of change. You're starting to see more open fields. Now with what we're gonna say are giant sheep, but they are kind of like we're talking probably 20 to 30 of them. Some of them are standing, kind of grazing in the field. Others are moving around, but they're not walking around like normal sheep. They are actually like kind of like tuck and rolling, like a wheel would.
These would be the hardest sheep to herd. I don't think I'd like to herd these sheep.
And when I say big, I'm talking probably 10 to 15 feet tall. Like massive.
They'd roll me over. They would just squish me.
Do not be in the way of that. No.
She like holds out her shepherd's crook that she uses as a quarterstaff, and then looks at the sheep, and then looks back at her staff, and then looks at the sheep, and just shakes her head. It's not worth it. It's really not.
I think these are free range sheep. Anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
more power to them.
But like, what are they free range? You can tell he's never heard this word before.
That's all right. You know, I've been learning new words today too, like puxtagician and whatnot. Free range simply means that they are not confined by anything.
Oh, that's just most of the circus. You know, people just kind of do what they feel like.
I imagine that. Yes, most people would be free range, I think.
So, as you're kind of being just bewildered by these giant sheep just kind of grazing, and you kind of make another turn around in this lazy river, and you start to see the silver fog up ahead, like you did when you came into the area, and you hear Featherine talk again. She says, "And worlds so full of magic, is time an illusion?"
While I buy myself time, which may be an illusion, to think about that real quick. 2 people just followed us, so we just jumped over the 300 follower mark.
Yeah!
Odrin and Fenrir Sulfur just followed us, so you guys are 300 and 301.
Welcome,
we beat our goal for the night already.
All right,
Thank you.
That's the end of the stream. We'll
good night, everybody. It was good.
We had a good run.
That was great. We met Featherine. That was enough. Is time an illusion was the question. Cheshire says, you know, I think every day of my life, but the ones that I spend at the carnival, I would say yes.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
Something
Sawyer
about
just
this
looks
place.
Confused.
Something about this place.
Ian chimes in at this point with a very, for once, adult sounding thing of, time is just a social construct, man. You know, I mean, they didn't used to have time back when people were cavemen. Just knew, like, you sleep now and then you eat, and yeah.
Whoa. Sawyer is like thinking about all this for the first time. Wow, that's a lot to think about, really. Like, who chose when we're supposed to like do stuff during time things? Like, who's in charge of time?
I'm sure there's like a god for time, because there seems to be a god for everything.
That's true. There's probably someone out there.
I heard of a god or goddess, I can't really be sure, named Time Aura. It's probably that one, right? I mean, it's right there in the name.
Yeah.
Time Aura.
That's right.
Time Aura.
I've heard of a really cool goddess that my brother once told me about. Her name is Osha. She's the goddess of workplace. Yeah, she does like workplace safety. I think he might have been lying to me. That's the only guy's name that I know.
I think that's important at like a carnival when people are doing like tricks and stuff. So Osha's probably a really important god here.
It's probably also the god of the oceans, just by the way that it sounds.
Osha. Yeah.
And there's a god of bathing and cleanliness, Bathander. I've heard of Bathander before.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I wonder if they smell like the Irish Spring.
Most
Because they do
likely.
baths.
I mean, they must.
Oh,
Sorry, I'm just making D&D Pantheon puns for my own amusement. I don't even know if anyone else cares.
I love it.
So,
Sawyer's mind is blown.
oh, wow. Like this whole ride has almost felt like a drug trip. Like it's like you've taken in all these sights, like these colors, like these super like elaborate questions. Like you're really getting deep. And
Just a little existentialism.
yeah, just a little bit.
Is time is an illusion, and I create illusions. Do I create time?
You're the one in charge of the time.
Maybe I'm the god of time. Oh God.
As you guys are
me.
really in depth talking this out, you kind of cross through the mist barrier, and everything kind of, you just see the sights of the carnival again, and Featherine, she's like, you guys have brought so much joy to me. You've answered questions for me. You really enjoyed this ride. I want to show the utmost respect for you. I know we talked about having secrets earlier, and I do have secrets, but I wanted to make sure that I can trust you and respect you as a friend. And I just wanted to let you know that I saw my friend Candlefoot. He's had something very dear stolen to him, and at the most unfortunate time. He's in love with another one of the carnival hands here. I don't know if you all have met her yet. Her name's Palasha. She's a wonderful, wonderful person. Kind of gossipy, but it's fine. He actually went to propose to Palasha, and as he started to do it, he was going through all the motions, but nothing was being said. No noise was made. And she just was kind of distraught, thinking that, he was kind of playing a joke, and just kind of gasped. And it almost seems as if they're fighting now. If you guys can figure out what's going on there, I can't leave this lake, but if you can figure out what's going on and kind of bring some joy back to them, it would mean the most to me.
Yes, of course. And
Yeah.
by the way, just as a fellow comedian, the fact that Candlefoot the mime was going through the motions is not lost upon me. That was very good. I liked that. I quite enjoyed it.
Being in his,
Sorry.
those two things go together, and like you watch his little eyes widen up, just like,
I've been calling him Jonathan.
No, so I had heard that that someone named Palasha and Candlefoot had some romantic entanglement, but it's on the outs, is it? Then it's something. Perhaps we can do something about that.
But that last proposal went really well, right?
And that was
I saw like the tail end of it, but
that was right in front of Candlefoot's Hall of Illusions too. Oh, I bet that.
Ow.
But he still gave us presents, so like maybe he didn't care.
maybe we inspired him, and that was him being like, here's some gifts, maybe you can help me, but he couldn't say that, so he didn't say that.
Who was it what told us about Palasha and Candlefoot before?
It was with the pixies.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I got like 8 years of like raw name to apologize for. This is gonna be real awkward.
Maybe they think they're like cute nicknames or something. And they're like, they think you're really cute because you gave them nicknames.
Listen, even if they don't like my personality, they can think I'm cute because I am cute.
True. That's real. That's a great point, Ian.
So, as you guys, the gondola ride is starting to come back up to the pier. You start to hear loud music at that specific area of the carnival. You hear loud trumpets and some drums and some cowbell. Just everyone playing a very joyous tune as you guys are getting off of the Swan. And at the end of the pier, in front of all of this music, you see Mr. Light just kind of patiently waiting for you all.
Mr. Light is the one that we met before in the white and red and the ostentatious outfit.
He is
a fancy guy.
This one.
Ian's gonna like fly off of the Swan before they're there and just go flutter around his boss.
Thank you for the ride, Featherine. It was a great time, and you really opened my eyes up for like concepts of time and space and stuff.
Yes, that was a magical journey. Thank you, Mother Featherine, very much. And if you are uncomfortable with it, I'm sorry for the fairy calling you mommy.
It is fine. It was those fairy. I just take it as a term of endearment. I hear he's been going around giving everybody weird nicknames.
Yes, we almost were in danger of meeting a Gregory a moment ago, who I'm sure is not named Gregory.
Oh, I haven't met a Gregory yet, but I'm sure I will soon.
I don't suspect you will, unless Scinn starts doing it again. I can only imagine what my name will be here in about 15 minutes. But anyway, it was very nice to meet you.
Absolutely. And she kind of like bows her head towards you all as you make your way down the pier.
Tip my hat to her.
At the end of the pier, Mr. Light is waiting for you. And he's like, "Oh, hello, my friends. I hope you got some rest on that on Featherine down there. She's quite a majestic creature, and we love her the most. But don't tell the other swans." And like has this kind of like cheeky smile, like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." And he's like, "You all are just in time. We have been looking over the carnival for you because now it is time to crown our Witchlight Monarch. Have you ever experienced a crowning of the Monarch?"
Yeah. I don't
think so.
I remember it happening when I've been before, but I never attended. I don't think there was so much to do.
Well, oddly enough, like I have been taking my vein here, and I've been just kind of like checking with other visitors of the carnival, and somehow when we were talking earlier, I forgot to check you all. Do you guys have time for me to check and see if you are this year's Monarch?
What questions, sir? Can employees join?
Scinn, you know that you cannot be a monarch. You can't double dip. You can't eat the cupcake and sell the cupcakes. You have to do one or the other, okay?
What if you made like a baker's dozen? It ate the one cupcake and then sold the rest.
Well, that's not how this works. You can help me crown them if you like.
If I may.
Okay, fine. I'll help.
I do just want to put in like a guest compliment sort of thing for Cian, because he's been the best tour guide through this whole thing. We've gotten all the best things done, and Cian got us awesome seats at the big top. So just like, even if Cian can't be the monarch, butterfly, whatever, he's been great. So.
I greatly appreciate your compliment, and you know what? Just for that, we'll have Cian take a proper part of this crowning ceremony if either of you are the monarch. and he gestures over to Scinn and starts whispering and says, Scinn, I have a really good feeling that one of your friends here is going to be the Monarch. I know what I told you earlier when you're handing out pamphlets, and I said no glitter, but if one of your friends is the true Monarch, I want you to make it rain glitter.
Oh, I got you. Don't worry. I've been prepared for this my entire life.
It's a big job. Are you sure you can handle it? Do we need to get more fairies? Like, I want glitter everywhere. I want it to be one of our costumers of the carnival. I want it to be look like they just exploded here. Just glitter everywhere.
Oh yeah, no, I could totally do that. I could also make some flower petals. Maybe because I have tiny little hands, maybe we could get the pixies to like put glitter in the rest of the park, and I'll just really concentrate the glitter right here.
You know,
a glitter bomb, like just like a cannon, just.
I like the sound of a glitter bomb. You know what? I'm giving you freestyle on this. What you deem necessary, we will make it happen.
PPK of glitter.
And he just like, you see him like, you could watch, you're not hearing any of this, but you see him like pretend like he's shoving his sleeves up, and he's not wearing any sleeves.
So Mr. Light looks back at you two and was like, all right, shall we start with the ladies first?
Oh.
All right.
So is this not a democratically elected position?
No, you see my vein here, and it's the giant staff that had the bug on it. Actually, I think it's in the image there.
Yeah.
That is his vein that he's waving over people. It kind of resonates some magic, and it almost like the gems in it start glowing red whenever it picks its monarch, because it kind of looks like a butterfly, you know. So he's like, all right, ma'am, are you ready? Like, you might feel a tingle, and you know he's kind of like gesturing, trying to like build up the hype in the audience, and like seeing the concern in your face, he doesn't really give you a chance to like express your concern, and he just takes the wand over, and he's kind of waving it over you, like kind of like a metal detector.
Mm-hmm.
And like you kind of see some of the gems like flicker a little bit here and there, like one of the wings lights up, but not all of it is going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It seemed pretty good, I think.
That's interesting. I've never seen it do that before. Let's do it again just to make sure. Like, everyone, quiet down.
Was it bad? Do I have to do something in particular?
Quiet down. You know what?
Maybe
just
clench a little bit.
Bow to the crowd. Like, show them that you would be, maybe not bow. Show them, the crowd, that you would be a just monarch. Tell us all why you deserve to be the monarch, and I'll scan while you're doing that.
Oh, geez, all right. And Sawyer, who is not an excellent public speaker, kind of like awkwardly flexes a little bit. And she goes, I guess if I'm your monarch, I could like help you guys carry stuff if you want, because I can like carry things, or if there's like a monster or something, I could punch it and like defend the carnival, I guess.
Wow.
Also, I just, started thinking about, is time a construct? So maybe I could become a philosopher here at the carnival as well with my monarchhood.
We have enough information here. Just everyone, give Sawyer here a nice round of applause. And then
thank you.
Mr. Light makes eye contact with Cheshire and is like, and you, good sir, do you think you have what it takes to bring joy and be the monarch of the Witchlight Carnival of this year?
is that what the Monarch does? They just bring joy. They don't have to like make decisions or like be responsible in any way.
You.
Or it's there's yes. Joy to. I love bringing. Bad with words, and I'll make a illusion of a like 4 foot tall duplicate of myself with like a big chibi ass head, who is just kind of like glitch moving like Christmas lights on your lawn, just doing like a little waddly dance.
I get the crowd to start going Cheshire, Cheshire.
The crowd is going wild, and what Sawyer thinks is because she's encouraging them to cheer. What you don't see is the Monarch is fully lit up with just the brightest red, and Mr. Light is looking at it, and he's looking at the crowd, and you see him make eye contact with his brother off in the distance. Like, he didn't announce him, but Mr. Witch has been just kind of off on the edge. He's like, he just kind of like nods back at him, and Mr. Light says, "Well, folks, so you have it. This year's Witchlight Carnival Monarch goes to Cheshire." And like he kind of bows and hands you the vein, and you all of a sudden sprout a pair of beautiful butterfly wings.
Oh, sweet God!
What? It's so cool.
And they're just kind of like flapping ever so gently. Like, not really like flapping, but like moving as you would expect a butterfly to. And with this, Mr. Witch says, or not Mr. Witch, Mr. Light says, "May you all help me greet your Majesty." And everyone just kind of bows towards you.
Cheshire just looks completely stone-faced at this news and fumbles around at his belt and finds his mask of his big, stupid, smiling face to put on and quickly shoves it on his face, and waves to this part of the crowd and that part of the crowd, and is still kind of slightly scared of what's behind him, like sees if he can move them or fly a little or hover, or if they're just for decoration.
So with that, you have what's called Charm of the Monarch. So with your butterfly wings, as long as you have the wings, you gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed. And you also gain a +5 bonus on all charisma-based ability checks for the next hour. If after you use this charm 3 times, it also disappears.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's just an ability that you can use.
Before Cheshire even got to say anything, Cien had like flown, just like, "Heck yeah!"
And how much glitter was
Tyler
this?
was so excited for this.
It was a lot of glitter. It was like basically like a snowball packed just of glitter that just went straight on him. But then Cien also got a little too excited and like maybe accidentally set some of the grass on fire with a firebolt. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You see Feathery and like just kind of look back, and she like splashes some water to put out the fire. So yeah, that is the events of the gondola. We have Cheshire being the Carnival Monarch, Sawyer being rudely interrupted by Mr. Light, and we have...
You know what? She was just spitballing anyways. She was hoping for someone to cut her off.
And we have Glitter Bomb Cien. What would you all like to do next?
You turn around and from that glitter, like he looks almost like a drag queen for a second because there's just glitter all over his face, and he's just like...
So Sawyer's like, it was great form. I really loved the throwing of the glitter. Really well done.
What I was born to do, my friend.
Sorry, guys. My headset's telling me that it's dying. I needed to find a thing.
Oh, no.
Technical difficulty.
There we go. Covered, soaked in glitter, I'm sure. And getting that out of fur on his legs is probably going to be
you're never going to get it
a
out.
lifetime of work getting it out of that shag carpet. But he will see, and I don't know if mechanically this will happen in the future or if it can happen now, but he'd like to go for a fly over the carnival, and Scinn can join, and maybe between the two of them they can hoist Sawyer up there with them.
We could always try, my man.
So I would. So you have your butterfly wings. If you're wanting to try and fly, you can use that ability if you like. If you're wanting to bring Sawyer along with you, I would ask for. Let's do a strength check with advantage.
Okay, let me grab them bones. And this seems like one of those make a memory moments. So I'm going to use my guidance on this as well.
Ooh.
You want me to roll too, or just...
I wouldn't say you're doing much of the carrying at this point.
No, he's not.
Yeah, no, you're just participating.
And it's a strength check?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I have a +0, but I got a 13 + 2 on the guidance.
Is that with
It's
advantage?
a 15. That's with advantage. The other one was a 10.
Oh, okay. So I would say you are you probably can fly at half your walking speed.
Oh yeah. Speed is not a concern. This is a joyride, baby.
Right? So, take us on your flight adventure.
All right, I'll reach
As
out.
you're starting to lift Sawyer, she's like, it's all right. Like, if you can't, it's totally fine. I can just watch you guys from here. Oh, all right. All right.
How do you feel about heights? I don't know about them either, but
I'm not sure, honestly. I've climbed a tree before. That's about it.
So
You're quietly coming from beside you. A whole new world.
And serenaded while we're at it. Cheshire he'll probably only go about 30 feet, 25, 30 feet up, just enough to kind of be over the heads of people around. And he'll float around the carnival and see the sights and see things from above, and wave way down to the little pixies and to Featherine as we pass over by. We'll go see the next round of the snail races and see who is winning that time.
As you're flying, you have some of the giant dragonflies that are decorated with streamers kind of fly up next to you, just kind of joining you.
This is our first time.
They do not talk back. They're just matching your maneuvers.
Not as chatty as the swans.
Apparently not. Sawyer, this whole time as she's being carried, she's doing that. You know how when dogs are held over water, they go like this? She's walking with her legs like that, just thinking it's helping.
Him flying with you and kind of going back and forth and moving a little faster, and his little wings look like little hummingbird wings that are just going really fast as he's moving around.
And the way that butterflies fly, it's not a steady flight. It's so we're bobbing up and down quite a lot, I imagine, as we go. But yeah, I want to, we'll swing by and see if we can find Northwind and Red and give them a wave and whatnot.
You fly over the dragonfly area, and Northwind is kind of just waving up at you, and you see kids underneath by him, and he's he shakes out another bunch of seeds that kind of fall out.
I'll turn to Scinn as we're flying about and say, I thought we might go back and speak to Candlefoot or maybe Palasha. Where does Palasha stay during operating hours.
Is it a different area than John Candlefoot? So we'll find her. Don't worry. We can ask around because we got a lot of people here. Do we know what is Palasha small, like Candlefoot, or is she big? Like, did we find that out?
I thought you would know. Don't you work together?
Yeah.
Right, but you've been calling Palasha something else, so
Probably. I'll circle and head back down towards Northwind as a more reliable source of Carnival information.
Northwind will know for sure.
And after we've made our lap, I'll settle back down to the ground because this oddly takes more energy than walking. This flying.
It's good exercise, my man. There's a reason I'm so small. Like the fat just it melts right off.
Sprinkle the Lich King is here to lighten the mood, by the way, Rob.
So the mood is actually as high as it can go.
What?
That was the crowning of the Monarch is what was triggered by that.
Amazing.
Hey, Sprinkle. Tell you what, just so you don't waste your 100 then, put in the chat who you want to give inspiration to, and it costs the same, and we'll do it that way.
That works for me.
It works.
But yeah, we'll land next to Northwind and say, and wait till he's done delighting some Carnival goers, and wait our turn. Say, excuse me, Northwind, a moment of your time. And do you like my wings? Also, more importantly, do you know where we could find Palasha?
Well, hello, friends. I do like your Majesty. I'm sorry, I forgot to address you properly. I do. I love your wings. They're beautiful. I thought mine were beautiful, and
I like yours quite a lot.
Oh no! Don't honor me that way, Your Majesty. Your wings are so magnificent and beautiful, and they bring so much joy and happiness to those around. Can't you see?
Yeah. I mean, they do. They are covered in glitter and
you kind of
sprinkling glitter everywhere I go.
Everybody kind of like bow towards you and like pay you respects almost.
This is a strange day. I've been called Panache. I've been an adventurer, and now I'm a Majesty. This is.
You're covering all the bases at this point.
It's going to be very hard to go back to cornfield side performances after this.
Cian has gotten very distracted by some children nearby and is like with his extra glitter just like sprinkling it on top of these kids.
You see the horror on the face of their parents.
like trying to, but realizing it's far too late. It's like, oh, that bath is gonna take forever. So I'm sorry. Did you have a question for me, or were you here to ride the dragonflies? I know you can fly now on your own, but I mean, it's just a punch if you want to ride these.
Now it does sort of seem redundant now, doesn't it? But I otherwise, if not, I would have absolutely. But yes, we are here to find where because as well connected and popular as you seem to be, I'm sure you know where Palasha might be working.
Oh, Palasha, you mean our siren, the lovely voice of the carnival. If she was not in her mermaid bowl over at the lake, the shimmering lake, she's probably on break in her
fancy dressing room.
Yes, her fancy dressing room. But I'm sure she'll be back shortly if you care to stop back by and see her.
I wouldn't want to interrupt her. Maybe we'll return to the lake and hear the siren there.
I would love to meet a mermaid.
She sings some of the most beautiful songs. They're almost mesmerizing, almost like someone's casting a spell on your heart or your soul.
See what Candlefoot would see in her then.
Yeah.
Oh, you've met my friend Candlefoot too, eh?
Yes. Poor fellow. He was not having a very good time when we saw him, and we think we understand why, and maybe we might be able to help. But we think speaking to Palasha might help.
The poor soul. He hasn't been able to talk ever since trying to propose. I'm not sure what happened. I know shortly before he was proposing, a a bird-like friend. She's around the carnival so much. I'm not aware of what her name is, but she looks almost. I believe what you call them here on this plane are ravens. She's like a raven folk essentially. She's about your size, and she points over at Sawyer, and you kind of dress. I can get you a description here in just a moment.
Well, see, I was going to guess that his voice got taken by like a sea witch or something, but a raven.
No, I think the sea witch is Palasha.
Oh, no,
or as close as you could come.
That's true. She's like casting spells and stuff.
I've heard of sea women stealing voices before.
Yeah,
Well, be
I
careful.
have a book where like a mermaid had her voice stolen by a
Yeah.
sea witch. So I don't know. I guess we'll figure out after we talk to Palasha. She's probably nice because she works here, but I'm suspicious.
Is everyone who work here nice? Like everyone?
I mean, Jonathan Candlefoot, sometimes a little grumpy. Otherwise, though, everybody's pretty good usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our raven friend, we've caught her wandering around. She doesn't actually work for the carnival, but she ends up in the big tent, and like we see her rummaging around in the costumes. She just always seems to be trying to disguise herself and hide almost, but with purpose, if that makes any kind of sense. Last time I saw her, she was wearing kind of like a blue dress, and she had some like, they were wings, but not bird wings. But they weren't beautiful butterfly wings like yours. They looked almost more like a giant moth wing. But you could definitely tell they were from our costume department because they looked like they had been painted by one of our staff members.
Are you suspicious that perhaps this coincidental encounter before Candlefoot's proposal, that this nameless interloper might have had something to do with it? Is that what are you implying that or thinking that? Am I too suspicious for my own good?
Is we saw her come out of the Hall of Illusions with Candlefoot, and then 10 minutes or so had passed, and he was trying to propose to Palasha. So I don't want to be the one that says it's her fault, because I'm here to bring joy, not spread rumors. And please don't tell Mr. Light and Mr. Witch that I've been telling you all this, because it would certainly bring down the mood, and I do not want to do that.
Of course.
It's okay. We'll just tell them that I said it, because they seem to not care when I do things I'm not supposed to.
But Scinn, you're responsible for all this glitter I hear. It is a beautiful show. Why do we not put glitter in this carnival more often?
Ask Mr. Light and Mr. Witch. They tell me all the time to tone down the glitter, and it's like, I think they just don't like sparkly joy, because I love glitter.
Can I have you all roll a perception check?
Oh gosh, yes.
Remember, you two still have your guidance.
Oh, that's true.
And
I might use mine.
We do have a inspiration from Sprinkle for just the next person that needs it. So if you roll terribly, feel free to roll again. If you don't have it already. And Ice God 2021 gave us a subscription or resubscribe.
Yay!
2 months. Thank you, Ice God.
Oh.
All right, perception.
That's a 10 total.
And you do have advantage on a roll as well, Tyler.
Yeah, but I used guidance, so I'll save I'll save that.
Okay.
I got a 16.
Okay.
And I used my
13.
guidance. Thanks, Grim.
Nice. And what did you get, Rob?
Big 13. Lucky 13.
Okay. So CN is kind of just like really patting himself on the back for, getting the compliment from Northwind for all the glitter, and just kind of like taking in like, you know what? I did that. That's my work. I'm proud. Like maybe we should get Mr. Witch and Mr. Light to allow this to happen more. And you kind of start having a conversation with Red, even though Red doesn't talk back. You're having a conversation with him.
Great listener, Red.
Yeah, we don't really like do cursing on the stream, but you hear a very quiet little like, "Oh, yeah, I'm so cool."
Wait, if we don't do cursing on this stream, someone needs to tell Suki right now.
you know what I mean.
Also me.
And probably me, let's be honest. But Sawyer and Cheshire,
Thank you, though, Ty.
you notice, like as you're talking with Northwind, you notice kind of out of the corner of your eye, after a recent description, you see moth wings out off in the distance. And
I like grab at Cheshire and I'm like, look over there, look over there.
and that's exactly what I was going to kind of hint at, was Sawyer doesn't just notice the moth wings, but you see the raven-shaped head as well.
Do you see the beak? Do you see the beak?
Scinn. And I reach over and, perhaps rudely, and take it how you want to take it, I will reach over and like grab you by like the tip, like the back of the collar of your tunic, and like pull you up close to our face and say, "You see that? We would have to make it through the crowd to get over there. I'm not going to leave Sawyer behind. Follow them, we'll follow you. Hurry, go!"
Go. Don't worry. And it's like you were pulling the back of his shirt. This is probably the first time you noticed that like there's no back to his shirt.
Oh, shoot.
The wings need to come out, so like it's probably more that you grab
Okay, the
his
belt
hair.
or something? Hair?
You grab his hair, and he's just like, "Got it, don't worry, I'm on it." And he like, a little like glitter trail follows him as he's flying over.
I grab, like, Buddy, like, yanking Sawyer and say, "Follow that glitter."
All right, let's go. I'm ready.
And we both move pretty quick, as I recall. Like, we're freaking fast, but we have to go through a crowd.
And Northwind says,
Dodging.
"Oh, I was enjoying our conversation.
We'll talk to you soon.
See you
Thank you for
later.
Feel free to come back whenever you like." So, you guys are chasing after this raven person wearing moth wings. Well, you're actually chasing Scinn, who Scinn is chasing.
Yeah, we're like
Go ahead and
dodging
roll
over
me
people,
another.
jumping over stuff.
So if someone is chasing after someone that might be ducking and dodging, what kind of check or roll would that be?
I'll let Tyler answer.
It could be another perception to try to keep an eye on the person, but
That's kind of what I initially wanted to go with, but I wasn't sure if there would be one that would make more sense.
You might, as a DM, because sometimes like to contest it essentially is like a perception check from the player.
Oh,
and
okay.
not so much
Oh, yeah.
a deception, but like kind of like, like as you playing as the character is
Sure.
trying to.
That actually makes more sense.
Yeah.
So,
I dig it.
Yeah, I guess it would be a perception against whatever I roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You. I
And
don't
you
know
might
what
be rolling
category.
stealth or acrobatics or something,
Yeah.
or perception just to blend in.
Yeah.
Um,
Or sleight of hand, or yeah.
who doesn't have? Real quick show of hands for the players or the DM. Does anyone not have inspiration from last week?
Don't.
I've had 2 people ask.
I don't. I think I used all of mine.
I
Use
believe
my
I still have my inspiration, but I don't have any guidance.
Hi.
I don't have anything marked, so I guess I used it.
I think we're all inspiration empty at the moment. We have a standing offer from Sprinkle that whoever needs it next can have it. Me and Sawyer don't have guidance, but anyone could use inspiration Banjo. Ty, you get it from Banjo. Hey, Banjo, by the way. Glad to have you here, buddy.
Hey, Banjo.
Hi, Banjo.
Thanks, Fred.
Good old Fred.
So I will roll.
Oh, they have to do that to Nutty.
I will roll
Little nutty.
stealth.
Okay.
What does stealth go into? What stat?
If you don't have a particular stealth skill, it is dexterity, my friend. Just
Dexterity.
roll whatever they add to dexterity.
Okay.
And then I'm doing a perception again.
Which, if this sounds like a Kenku, and I gotta imagine Kenku have a little bit of dexterity. They're Kenku. And you're doing perception, is my understanding, yes.
Yeah. Ooh, it's a good thing you gave me advantage on the roll because I rolled a 3 and a 19.
Wow.
Boom.
And
Okay.
a piece of glitter paper there. Okay.
Count that as sprinkles since you needed it, and then have one from Banjo on top of it and just bank it.
Oh, our DM gave because I did.
I'm
agreed
sorry.
To do the thing, so somebody else could have the one from Sprinkle.
But let's just let's finish that because I hate remembering that we just have one in the bank. Ladies, y'all both have inspiration, and the boys will wait.
Truth.
Okay.
I will not say
Someday,
no to
man,
inspiration.
just saying, someday I have close to 10k points racked up here that I'm gonna be spending for things at some point.
I am scared of you. One of these days, you won't be on the stream, and I'll be doing something with some crazy high goal, like 5 people won't be able to do this together, and then you're gonna fly in and fuck me.
Whereas, like, every Monday, I'm like, you know what? The DM gets an inspiration every Monday.
Speaking of which, Grimforge just gave it to the boys, so thank you, Grim.
Thank you, Grim.
Oh, yay.
It's been a factor.
What's more
Marking
likely
it
gonna
now.
be, what's more likely going to be the thing, Rob, is like imagine like the evil Kermit meme where like I spend all of my points in just various versions of like Dungeon Master's Accomplice in one go, and I'm like, Rob, level 3, just give him a red adult dragon.
Kill them. Kill them all. Don't hold back, no mercy.
I like the players anyway. Like,
I'm sorry for derailing all of that.
That was
Rob,
totally
but
derailed.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
hey, I have actual glitter on my face. Here's some of that to have.
Oh,
Yeah, for the night.
So this raven is aware that you're kind of tracking it and trying to like dodge and weave and kind of like hides behind like kind of darts behind the path of one of the tents, but Scinn is right there on her trail, glitter kind of like falling behind her for you guys to check. I would say at this point you're still able to see. So we'll actually do another check, Tyler, to see how well you are keeping up.
All right, gonna use the fancy fluorite, green fluorite dice.
Ooh.
Because like stone dice, like listen to this. If you've
yeah.
never bought stone dice, just
I want
buy
It's a
stone
good
dice
sound.
So bad.
If you want a discount on those, hit one of us up. We all have
yeah,
discount
we got
codes.
codes.
And we all make money when you use them.
Yep,
So let us know. I never plug my own code on stream because I'm always on stream with other people whose codes work equally well.
we'll trade it because we got like recurring things going on now. We'll just each week throw one person's code up.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
That's a
And you know
great
what?
idea.
Sophie's given everybody the opportunity to use like holiday discounts for the same amount of discount that I get. I don't want you to use the holiday discounts. Use mine. Use mine.
I think, well, at one point they stacked. I don't know if they got it fixed to where they'll
Oh,
stack
yeah.
again.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They might stack. It's worth
I know
a
it
try.
always stacks with the 10% off for like becoming part of the newsletter. I don't know if it always stacks with like seasonal promotionals.
Well,
No one cares about this. I'm sorry.
I'm
Focus,
gonna
Rob.
use my inspiration from Banjo right now
Okay.
because I rolled a 2. So I'm going to use the other stone dice, the strawberry quartz.
Yeah. I gotta get me a Tiger's Eye set. That's what I'm waiting for. They should be restocked next week. No.
I can't say that word. I got 2 2s in a row.
Oh, not a
2-2?
2-2.
Just add a 0 to that.
Yeah, no, I actually do have 0 to add to that because I don't have anything in percentage.
So it's a 20. A 0 and a 2 is 20.
So
I think that checks out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's homeschool math.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me just get a Sharpie and
a gold Sharpie. So as you're chasing, you notice the raven lady kind of picking up ground ahead of you, and she ducks behind another tent, kind of like making 3 lefts to go back past you type of situation. But you lose sight of her. And at this point, Sawyer and Cheshire catch up to you, wondering why you're just standing there or flying there.
Where'd they go?
I lost her, which is shocking because, I mean, look at her, but she went over there. Now I don't see moth wings.
All right, quick huddle, everyone. Come. So, it's very strange, isn't it? I mean, I've lost, like, my nerves have gotten to me, butterflies in my stomach, not on my back. This is a new thing. Before a performance or some such, and it's not surprising to me that someone would close up before an important moment, like a proposal or something like that. However, I feel like something has gone on. People don't just lose things, right? In fact, it would be preposterous for someone to lose something important at a carnival like this.
Right. Cool.
But if it were possible, and someone were to be doing this, perhaps a spurned lover, right? Or someone who wished to keep them apart. And even though it is strange that Candlefoot was with another woman of any species 10 minutes before proposing to another, let's not look too deep into that. Perhaps this person will know. This person could be the last person to know when Candlefoot has had their voice, if not the person possibly responsible for it. And as monarch of this, who's supposed to be bringing joy to the people, I think that includes the carnival staff, and that I have a responsibility, and you as my friends, I hope, will help me out, to my royal court, as it were, will help me get to the bottom of this and bring joy to Candlefoot, because I don't know if we're going to remember any of this tomorrow, but at least we can have done some lasting good while we were here. So, we need to split up, and we need to find this moth-winged, blue-dressed raven person and get their account of what happened.
Your Highness, I have an idea that I probably should have thought about sooner.
What was that?
I have my little notebook that I wrote the note for the 2 halflings to not forget that they got engaged.
Yes.
We could technically let Candlefoot write in it tell us things.
That is a good thought.
That's a good idea.
We should probably find the crow lady, because if she's holding his voice in a little conch shell like in that story, kind of need that conch shell. So.
Well, I have a conch shell, and I can hear laughing when I hold it to my... not important, put it back in the pouch. So, what do you say...
I thought you heard the ocean in it.
No, and this one's different. It's special. There's many things we've gotten tonight are special. This should be no surprise. You work here. Anyway, why don't we split up? And you can go and speak to Candlefoot, and you can fly there so quickly. I know you can. Meanwhile, I will go up, and I will get kind of a bird's eye view of the situation, and perhaps Sawyer, ask around, look around. You seem very sharp and very aware. Shepherds must be very aware of things, and between all of us, perhaps. Yes,
you seem like real dexterous, Sawyer. Maybe to get a bird's eye view too, you could parkour up onto that pole over there.
I'm really good at climbing. I can climb on a building or something.
Yes. If you wanted a bird's eye view, perhaps you could ride a dragonfly as well. Perhaps that would be a way to see around the place.
That's so true. I could ride on a dragonfly, and if I see him, I could jump off the dragonfly and land on him.
Whatever you think is best. I trust you to know what you do best. But does anyone have any better suggestions?
Not particularly, unless we want someone to go talk to Palasha at the same time. But I mean, she just seems maybe like she's mad, which means it may not be best just to go ask her, hey, about that guy you dated.
What's he like? Like, I don't think she'd like that. To be
Yeah.
fully
We have determined that I am not great with people. I volunteer to not do that.
I can go talk to her if you want. I can
Okay.
just like casually bring it up in conversation with something else.
Yes, casually
Yeah.
bring up the fact that someone didn't propose to them.
I can do that. I'm real casual.
I'm sure you can do
know?
that. Yes,
like,
okay. All right.
Try to I don't know, like get her on your side by saying someone tried to propose to you whether they didn't make any noise.
Yeah. Oh, I'll go up and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sad. Someone just tried to propose. Oh no, but what if she thinks it's Candlefoot proposing to me too?
You
I
could
think
say
you
it's
can
me.
dissuade that pretty quickly.
Right, I'll say
you could
it's
just
not
say
a
it's me.
mime.
It's not a mime. Yes, that narrows it down tremendously. You would be surprised.
Okay,
All
right.
And I don't
I
mean
can
to
do
hurry
this.
us at all, but the person that I'm going to be trying to find from the air is getting farther away as we speak. So how about break? Break.
Right, go team.
Yeah, and we Cheshire turns around and starts to put his hand in the middle and realizes no, it's too late.
Okay.
Takes off into the air.
2 sessions
Split
in,
the
we
party.
split the party.
You know what? If there's anything that's gonna happen, you've derailed me. You've split the party. What else could happen?
Oh boy, I'm so glad
Yes,
you
mirthful
asked.
Leap Grim.
But actually, we are halfway through tonight's session. So let's take a break because I've had to use the restroom for at least an hour.
Oh man.
So we will be back, and what do you guys want to do? 10, 15 minutes?
I'm excited to keep going. Let's do 10.
All right.
Yeah, 10.
10 minutes it is. Guys, we will be back in 10 minutes. Make sure you get up, stretch your legs, grab a drink, and we will see you back here shortly. All right, guys, we are back. We've had a chance to, stretch our legs and drink some water, among, other things that won't be mentioned.
Other
Friends
beveraginos.
out. That's it, Ori. Just show them your butt instead of your face. Okay.
We got
She knows what we want to see.
We got our furry
Shake that
friends
moneymaker.
out.
Ori.
Yeah.
But
The old lady, yeah.
so we ended just before break. You guys were splitting the party to search for the Raven Lady that you are under the assumption has something to do with the breakup of Palasha and Candlefoot, aka Jonathan. So
John Candlefoot.
So I will actually have you all roll me a investigation.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
boy. +0.
Right off the bat.
Okay.
-1.
Oh, we're gonna do so
Investigation.
good.
Rob, you sure I couldn't talk you into any other ability score?
Okay, so I have nothing to add to investigation, but my strawberry quartz dice did me well and gave me a 19.
Nice.
So
I got a 13.
I'm going to go ahead and burn advantage. I can't get higher than a 19, but surely I can do better than what I just rolled.
What'd you get, Maddie?
Nope.
13.
Okay.
12.
12.
And that's my inspiration to get that, too.
Ooh. All right.
So inspiring.
So, as you guys split, what was your character doing, CN?
Candlefoot going to basically give Candlefoot a teeny tiny little fairy-sized notebook that's like this big. He can just pour his life story into.
Okay. So we'll say you just march off that direction towards the Hall of Illusions. You remember exactly where that is without any issue. When you arrive there, you see Candlefoot has quite a bit of a line of guests that he's kind of ushering in. You see a few people on the ground laughing, rolling, without any kind of explanation. But I would say there's probably 8 to 10 people in line. So I'm assuming that you get in line as well and wait.
He actually goes around people and just kind of goes like,
Hey, I need to talk to you about something. I get that talk might be a defensive word. I'm just gonna wait over here. When you're free, just come on over. I now know that your name is Candlefoot. I'm sorry. You look like a Jonathan. What can I say?
He just shakes his head no. Like, he got really excited that you called him Candlefoot and then just went back to Jonathan and he's
I'm
like,
not gonna keep calling you Jonathan. God.
And he comes to a compromise in his face, and he just kind of he gives you like motions like 1 minute, and he punches the next ticket and starts getting them through. Sawyer, what were you doing?
I'm going to look for Palasha.
For Palasha, okay.
To, use all of my big charisma to talk to her.
So you
for Irish. Because Irish likes the girls. Okay. Not in that context, Rob.
I mean,
Ori's a queen. Everyone should see Ori.
Absolutely.
She's a little queen, a little old lady queen. The Queen of England.
You remember seeing briefly a gold, like, ornate decorated giant fishbowl, essentially, over by the lake. And as you get over there, you don't see anybody in it. Nobody's near it. You don't hear any kind of like sirens talking. So you just kind of get over there with no result.
Are there any other carnival hands around that I could talk to?
Nobody that's close by.
Okay.
You're kind of like you got the big top tent here, and then you have kind of the big lake area here, and the fish bowl is just kind of on its own little island.
So, looking at the map, I do see that behind the big top there's a staff area. Can I sneak back there and look for her like mermaid trailer or whatever she would have?
You can.
And on the way, I'm gonna like pick some flowers so I have something to give her when I get there.
Okay. How are you wanting to try and get back there?
I think Sawyer is just gonna like stick her hands in her pockets, whistle a casual little tune, and just walk back like she's supposed to be there.
Okay.
Like
so
with confidence, like, oh yeah, I know where I'm headed.
Only way that you really see to get back there is kind of like from the lakeside you see it, but there's an offset off of the back of the big tent. So from what you can tell based off of your investigation is the only way back there is to go through the big top tent.
Heck yeah, let's go to the big top tent. Sawyer's just like, she's got these like collection of wildflowers in her hand now, and she's just like saying, hey, people pass her, and she's just gonna walk in.
Okay. Roll me a perception real quick.
Okay.
Just giving him the up nod. Just,
I got a natural 20.
Whoa!
Hey!
Hell yeah!
On your way back there, you walk through the big top tent. There's not really anybody in there. There's a few hands, and they're just kind of like sweeping up and cleaning. But you kind of come back to what looks to be like a dressing room. You see tons of costumes and makeup and all of this area. You see some performers that are kind of, they're in costume, but they almost look like they're on break, but not important enough to have their own trailer. They're just kind of like, you know, the clowns or, you know, the Seagans of the carnival. So are you continuing forward, or what are you wanting to do?
I'm going to stop by one of the clowns, and I'm going to hold up the flowers, and I'm going to say, I've got a special delivery for Palasha, so, like, do you know where she is right now?
You see him, like, pull the cigarette out of his mouth, and he's like, oh, that lady, let me tell you, she is not in a good mood. She's in her trailer. Ooh. Don't tell her I sent you back there, but good luck.
All right, thank you. I'm going to need it. And now Sawyer's like, oh no. But I'll keep going. I'm not quitting this.
Okay. As you come, you open up kind of the back flap of the tent, and you see these just beautifully decorated and painted giant like trailers, essentially. You see one up on the hill that is decorated more intensely. It's bigger than the rest of them, but the rest of them are just kind of in like a half circle, essentially, and they're kind of painted in themes of who they would potentially belong to. You see one that's kind of in the back, next to the big fancy one. To the right of it, you see one that's kind of blue and gold. It kind of has some greens that kind of look like seaweed painted on it. Just kind of decorated there.
I'm getting some mermaid vibes. Sawyer's gonna like straighten out her little vest and her hat. She's like, all right, Sawyer, we can do this. We're gonna go back there. We're gonna talk to this mermaid, and we're gonna find out everything. It's gonna be great. All right. And she's going to head back and knock on the door.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Ooh, okay. 16.
Okay. You are immediately stopped back there by
Cool.
our clown friend here that I threw up on stream. And
Oh my god, he's amazing.
and
What a man.
he's
Okay,
like,
you're
he
gonna
says,
have one.
"Excuse me, where do you think you're going?"
Special
We're not
delivery
taking
for
seconds.
Palosha, so I'm just gonna drop it off. Heard she's having a hard day, so
And he's puffing on his bubble pipe, and he's just looking at you, and he's like, "Who sent him?"
I think you know who sent these. And I wink.
Well, I know I didn't send those to her.
Well, yeah, because you didn't give them to me, silly.
Obviously. So please enlighten me. In my old age, I've become forgetful. I mean, they don't call me Thaco the Clown for no reason.
Right. Yeah, I've definitely heard about you too, for sure. So I should have expected you, really. Yeah, secret admirer. Didn't get the name.
Seems a bit suspicious if you ask me.
I mean, what can I say? I might seem a bit suspicious, but I am part of the court of the Witchlight Monarch, so, you know, how suspicious can I really be?
Nice
I mean, is it the
flex.
hat, or...
So if you don't mind telling me, I don't get out from back here so often. Who was crowned the monarch this year? Just very inquisitively, like definitely interrogating you.
Can I just
What
pause
is-
and say that Thaco the Clown
Thaco
is
the
hilarious
Clown.
to me, and go back to older editions of D&D if it is not hilarious to you too.
He's a thick boy.
He's gorgeous. Maddie loves him.
I
I found my
love
cosplay for PCC.
He stole my mask.
It's not
Sorry,
that's
that's
not
all.
a mask, Rob. That's his face.
That's how he really looks.
He was born that way. He can't help it.
So, who was crowned monarch this year?
Sawyer goes, "Oh, you didn't hear? Only the best monarch there's ever been. His name's Cheshire. He's a satyr. He can do magic, and he's bringing all the joy into the carnival. Really great guy."
You see bubbles kind of popping out of his pipe as he's puffing on it. He's like, "Huh, we've never had a satyr monarch before. I bet that's hilarious to see." And he just kind of chuckles to himself. He's like,
Sawyer like crosses her arms, and it's like, why is that so funny?
"Oh, you know
I don't
what?
get it.
You know what?
Explain
Missy?
that to me."
Two of us can cross our arms," and he just kind of sticks his pipe in his mouth and crosses his arms, like totally copying an attitude at you.
Right, I'm gonna go take these flowers to Palosha. I mean, I heard she's having a hard day today, and I don't want to have to tell her that Thaco the Clown is gonna make it even worse. So I'm gonna take the flowers
Eeny,
to
meeny, miny,
Palosha.
mo. Which one do you think it is?
the one with the seaweed and the gold and the blue and everything.
Yeah, I bet you would think it's that one, wouldn't you?
I do think it's that one, actually.
He's like, "Okay, well, if you want to knock on that trailer, help yourself." And he just kind of like snaps his finger, turns around, and like struts back towards the big fancy trailer.
Sawyer can't stand him. Maddie adores this man.
His double wide thickness is swaying back and forth.
Fast. It can truly only come from middle age.
As he's like walking away, Sawyer like second guesses herself for a hot second about which trailer it is. Can I do an insight check to see if when he reacted to me being like, obviously that one, if like He made a facial expression as if it was correct or incorrect or anything.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, that's horrible. What do I add to my insight? I got a 10.
You aren't sure if he was lying or not.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go up to the one that I described and knock on the door.
And as just before, like you're walking up to the wagon, and from the big wagon on the hill, you hear two voices inside of this wagon, and they almost seem to be arguing. They're both very, very different. One is a very like deep, raspy, not really menacing, but like angry dad type vibes. And then the other voice is one that sounds vaguely familiar, high pitch, kind of cheery, but they're both muffled by the door. And so you hear, "You need to find a way to calm down." "I'll calm down when the Kenku pest is gone. She's nothing. She'll get frustrated soon enough and be on her way. I hope you're right. Trust me."
Kenku pest. That must be who Cheshire's trying to find. Oh. And Sawyer's all like proud of herself for like finding information that she can share with everybody. And she's gonna pause for like one more second to hear if they continue anything, and if not, I'll go knock on maybe Palasha's door.
So you hear the conversation, and you hear some rustling around inside of theirs, like stuff's being moved around. But it sounds like one of them voices might be ready to leave the trailer, but you're not 100% sure.
Do I think I'll get in trouble if they come across me back here? Or is it something like Thaco the Clown where I can talk my way out of it? What are the vibes?
You know you're not necessarily supposed to be back there, but you definitely like strutted back there like you own the place. And then you met this sassy, thick clown that was like,
I did.
"Why are you back here?" type of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go knock on Palasha's trailer door.
Okay. So you knock on. Oh, I believe you have a curse that you have to knock on.
Yeah, I do. I have to knock regardless.
That was DM.
That's so true. We haven't had any doors to knock on yet, but for everyone watching, for some mysterious reason, Sawyer has to knock on doors before she enters through them.
Lady, what are you doing?
So yeah, she does a grand knock, like, "Hey, I'm here."
And Thaco's just looking at you like, "That was excessive."
She's just ignoring him.
From the inside of the wagon, you hear a very calming voice. Like it's just like it's a pretty voice, like the perfect octave. You can tell like a trained voice that sings and stuff, but it sounds very sad at the same time. And says, "Oh, no. Yes, who is it?"
"Special delivery."
"I'm sorry, I'm not taking any deliveries at the moment."
Can I just leave these flowers here? They need some water, really, to go in a vase or something. I don't want them to wilt."
I'm not expecting any deliveries. I'm sorry.
It's a surprise delivery.
At this point, I'm not willing to be taking any. I'm sorry. I'm too sad at the moment to be seen.
Well, if that's the case, I can just leave the flowers here, but do you need just some random person to talk to or something? I mean, like, I have no pretense or judgment or anything, and I can just listen.
You kind of.
I probably won't remember everything tomorrow, so you could say whatever you want now, and I'll forget it probably. Don't remember the last time I was here.
You hear some like sloshing around, like someone in a bathtub, essentially. And she says, "Oh, all right, come in."
Yeah, just keep talking. It always works. She opens the door and comes in.
So you go in and you see our mermaid friend. Let me get her pulled up on the screen here.
I want to see her.
Boop. So this is what she looks like in her bowl. But picture seeing that in a trailer. That's
Heck yeah.
basically in a bathtub.
She's got her dressing gown on.
And she says, "Thank you so much for showing so much compassion. I really appreciate you spending the time." Who did you say this delivery was from?
Well, it's from Sawyer, and I'm Sawyer, so here you go.
Oh, thank you. Have you seen one of my performances, or are you just like, why are you back here?
Yeah, I mean, very fair question. I haven't had a chance to see shows yet. I heard that you're an incredible performer, but a little birdie told me you might be having a hard day, and my friends and I are going around spreading as much joy as we can. So, I'm here to give you a little bit of that. If you want it. If you don't, that's fine too. Sometimes I like to just sit and be sad for a little bit. It helps.
Why would anybody want to be sad? My heart is just, it's in such pain. I'm ready. I want to leave this carnival so badly.
Well, whatever happened, I really am sorry about that. Like, I can't even imagine feeling that kind of pain. But truly, don't you think there's a lot of people here who care about you?
The only people that care about me are those brothers. They only ever want me to sing and bring crowds. They insist on me staying in this trailer when I'm not out there performing, and
What?
I have no freedom. I'm just stuck. And
That's not very fair.
On top of it all, the one that I thought loved me and was the one, he tried to, I'm assuming, propose to me, but then just couldn't talk. He couldn't get the words. And how am I, the performer that I am, supposed to like just interact with someone that can't ask me a question?
What if he was just stunned by your beauty?
I mean, we've been traveling on this circus for the longest time together.
It's true.
Sometimes I wish he would just shut up, but he won't. Hell, that clown outside talks more than he does.
Okay, can I just say, I had the worst first impression with that guy.
Isn't he a menace?
What? Well, I thought clowns were supposed to be nice and funny.
That clown is a bitch.
I enjoyed the prop usage, the little bubble pipe. That was very charming. But there's no charming personality to go with it.
No,
so, like, what the heck?
He's such a tattletale. Like, I don't want to start drama, but he's just, I can't even with him. The only reason he doesn't have to go out and dance, the brothers want him to, is because he's back here telling them everything that's going on back here.
You know, he's probably going to tell everybody that I shouldn't be back here. So our time may be short, but I want you to know, even though I am a complete stranger, I'm here for you. And I think that you are worth far more than just your beauty or your voice. And you deserve to at least go swim around the little swan area too, because that would be cool. You could like stretch your leg or your fin, not legs, but your fin. Your knees, all of that.
What's it like having legs, rather?
I mean, I use mine a lot. It's pretty. It's nice. I use mine to kick a lot. See, when I'm back at home, sometimes I do like the fighting arena stuff. So I kick people a lot. But I feel like you could do that with a fin or a flipper too, right? You just like.
I mean, I can throw water. That's about as much as I can do.
See, that's pretty cool, though. Like, I don't feel like I would fare as well in water as I do just like on the ground.
I think you would be surprised. Swimming isn't as hard as everyone thinks it is.
I can like doggy paddle a little. You know what I tried for the first time today? I just tried to fly. Well, my friend flew. He carried me. But
was
that was
you that
cool.
I saw?
Did you see me kicking my legs and everything?
I saw our Monarch. He was flying around. It
was
amazing. I've never seen a Monarch in all the time that I've been doing this just immediately take off and use one of their wishes, essentially, to just fly around.
Pretty cool. I mean, I've never been off the ground higher than like climbing a tree. But
that must have been spectacular.
That's pretty
for
neat.
You.
Maybe what if I ask him to fly you around a little bit?
No.
And then, Palosh, I have a great idea. And then we could fly you over to wherever this guy is, and maybe he can like, you guys can talk it out. Like, what if he just got cold feet or something, and he actually has something really big to tell you, but there were too many people around or something?
Couldn't ask me a question. What makes you think we're gonna have a conversation all of a sudden?
I think it would be worth it to have one more conversation. If you're talking about leaving the carnival and going off on your own and all of that, one more chance just to see what he has to say.
I'll have to think about it. I have a performance coming up soon, so I need to get ready for that. Because
you take the time you need, of course.
I don't want them to, be upset and yell at me because how's the carnival supposed to keep making money if I'm not singing?
You're the star of the show, and they clearly don't give you the respect you deserve.
Thank you.
But you know what?
I appreciate that.
I will be front row for your next show. I'll bring my friends with me. The Monarch will be there. You know what? Maybe this show is going to be the time where your beau will find the courage that he needs. Who knows?
Well, I kind of hope not, because he can't swim, so he can't come out to the bowl.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. He can't swim. Maybe afterwards then. He'll be inspired by your voice, and afterwards he'll
Maybe
come
by
in.
the end of I know we only have a couple hours left of the carnival, so hopefully he works something out.
You know what they say, anything can happen in the last few hours at the carnival.
They also say nothing good happens past 2 a.m. So
that's also true. Maybe it'll balance each other out, and it'll just be like a pretty good time.
I hope it does.
I wish you all the best with your performance. I cannot wait to see it. I'll scream really loud so you know I'm there. I'm going to go find my friend, and we'll see you later.
Do. Make sure you're not caught by Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. I'm sure Thaco has already told them that you're in here.
I'm sure he has.
And the last thing I want is you to get kicked out of the carnival and not able to, come see my show.
No, I have some weird sinking feeling that if you break rules at this carnival, bad things might happen. I don't know exactly what I'm basing it off. It's all fuzzy, but, I'll be careful. Don't you worry.
If you know what? If you can get that buffoon Candlefoot to come to my show, I will find a way to make it work.
You've got yourself a deal. And I hold my hand out to shake her hand.
And she hands her like
her moist
thin,
hand.
moist, damp hand, and you shake on it. And as you start to, you head out of Palash's trailer, you see Thaco knocking on the fancy carriage door. And you kind of scurry off back into the tent, and he's like, snitches
get stitches, they go, and I keep running.
Funny thing, I'm delighted by the fact that nobody enjoys Thaco. That's such a great D&D in joke that I don't know if anyone else gets, but I love it.
I'll need you to tell me said joke later.
Will do. Will do.
So, in the meantime of all of this happening, our friend Cheshire is out searching for the Raven Lady.
Yep, I take to the skies.
Okay. As you are flying about looking, you see the moth wings kind of going through the crowd.
Okay. Fuck it. Sorry, Tyler. I shout to the crowd and say, just in my best voice, I pulled the mask in front of my face a little bit so that I'm more recognizable. If my Monarch wings were not enough, I shout, everyone, this is your Monarch of the Carnival speaking. There is a raven-faced woman in a blue dress with moth wings right there. Hold that person. I need to speak with them. It's very Monarch important business.
Roll a persuasion.
Sorry if I just realized I was shouting like I actually had to shout when I've got a microphone right here. I'm sorry if that was terrible.
You're projecting.
Projecting, yeah.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
great.
You will have +5 on this roll because of your ability.
Yeah.
Well, the roll wasn't bad. Persuasion's pretty good anyway, and +5 makes that a 21.
Okay. So you see everyone kind of look, and they see this raven there, and everyone's confused, but also like the Monarch wishes it. We must grab, and the raven like kind of freaks out and kind of performs throws down like almost ninja dust or smoke rather, and she disappears from the immediate area.
I just shout to the general vicinity and say, "She can't have gotten far. Everyone, keep your eyes open. Look, don't miss a thing. I'm coming down." And I start flying towards the scene.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me another investigation.
Fucking investigation. 16.
Okay. On your way down, kind of in the shadow of one, like behind one of the tents, you see the raven person casting minor illusion on itself and changing what it looks like. She's still a raven, but she is smaller in size, and kind of looks like just like a child at this point.
Okay.
Has like a little gold crown on her head, kind of just as like a costume.
I'm willing to shout out and let people know about the change. But if I see them for a moment, are they within? How close can I get to them as they are making this alteration?
As they're altering, I'd say you could walk up to them. Maybe not touch them, but close enough to like maybe grab them at a last second type of.
Okay. Instead of grabbing, I want to get as close to this person as possible because I'm very quick and short people might have a hard time getting away from me. But I'd like to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter and maybe have them rolling on the floor laughing for a moment.
How are you casting this?
As a spell?
Oh,
just
you have
because
it?
I'm a bard. I know spells.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, wait a second.
No magic, baby.
I'm the only one who's magicless.
So the first thing is, I'm assuming this is an intelligence creature. If its intelligence is 4 or lower, the spell just doesn't work because they don't get how hilarious I am.
Wait, you're funny.
But they need to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 13, to resist the effect.
Let me find our raven person. I had it, and then my browser's all locked up, and she went away.
As they do it, I like flutter to the ground and fold my wings behind me, and I say, "Stop! In the name of love, cast the spell at them.
What kind of saving throw
Amazing.
did you
It's a wisdom save.
In the name of the moon, I will punish you.
Oh, look at that leg go! Shoot. Just...
No. Scratching and kicking me at the same time.
I saw that. Like, it barely registered on camera.
So that was a 3.
All right. I'm marking off one of my 2 spells.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Level 1, baby.
my poor musical reference is so hilarious to this Kinku, or I'm assuming it's a Kinku. Rob is assuming it's a Kinku. That they, for the next minute, they can't help but do anything but roll on the ground laughing.
You see this small raven-like child just rolling on the ground laughing, aware that you did it, but like uncontrollably laughing.
I wish so badly, and so does Cheshire, that I could like quickly tie myself to their wrist or something and stop them from getting away, but it's completely without of his capability for story reasons. So instead,
I showed you how you could try with the bunny ears.
can't. So instead, I am going to like excitedly just scoop up this laughing child and run in the direction that I believe Sawyer to be. Say when you stop laughing at my joke, we're going to have a talk.
What was that? Why did you just have to look in my shirt, you little creeper?
And that definitely won't be clipped. It's fine.
Haven't seen Daniel.
If you clip
yet
it, just know it was not talking to any of us. There's a rat.
Yep.
It was all Ori. It's not our fault.
Yeah. The only one who can get away with it, probably. So.
So what tent are you running towards?
I'm going towards I believed that, because last I heard, Sawyer was going to the siren performance area. So that's where I'm sprinting.
Over towards
Galloping.
the lake and the swan area?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That one. In fact, they're so close together, aren't they?
Yes.
I'm going to let me click my thing. I'm gonna enlist the aid of not Gregory, of almost Gregory, to help me in holding this fella here. Like, I believe this might be a Carnival culprit, and I'm not. Could you maybe just like here's something from my belt? Would you just like maybe like tie our arm and wing together as tightly as you can, just so that I make sure that I don't have to find her again? It's a request from your monarch.
I'll do you one better. We've been trying to catch this little snoop for quite some time. And he's like, "Here, bring her over here. We can tie her up in this tent."
Great. This will not last for much longer, by the way, and I'm sorry about the annoying caw laughing. It will wear off.
Okay. So you go into the tent by the gondola ride, like their kind of staff tent there. And Joey / not Gregory helps tie...
Joey, that was it.
Helps tie...
I remember Tyler's fake names better than I remember the actual names of the people.
Helps you tie up this raven up to the chair as a child. No questions asked, just immediately ties up the kid. And says, "Okay, now that we got him, this lady is a trickster. This is not what she really looks like. You just wait. You just wait.
All right.
I bet we can get her to show her true form." How did you get her? Where was she hiding?
A magician never reveals his tricks.
I mean, that's fine. I just want to make sure we get paid for how many punches she skipped out just by lurking around and freaking people out.
I think I have a person for the punching, actually.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
I mean, if you can arrange that for me, I'll sit here and I'll watch this.
I'll make sure.
Sneaky lady.
I'll make sure you're involved when we reconvene. I'm sure that you have to man the Swandalas for now.
Swandalas.
Thank you. I've been sitting on that pun.
I love it.
For an hour.
You know what? It's my break time anyway, and he's like, "Hey, Patrice, your turn." And you see this dwarven lady just kind of like waddle out and back up onto the
good old Patrice,
the dock, and like, all right, it's my turn. And, you know, she's carrying a mug of ale, like not quite, not drunk, but a little tipsy. And she just kind of plops in her chair there on the dock, waiting for people to come, and so she can punch their ticket.
By the way, while we're waiting, where did she get that ale?
Oh, that's the staff's famous ale. I
have a few shillings. I got a gold from a tree man.
I don't know if you're quite the man to handle it. It's some tough stuff.
That is a fair concern, frankly.
Have you heard, like, last time we visited this plane, we actually got the recipe idea from a gentleman that he claims he had just gotten out of jail, and they made this just hooch, he called it, in one of the privies that was there. Sounded disgusting, but we bought a brand new privy, and we make this hooch off of his recipe.
Okay. For anybody who's watched Rimehold, I'm getting hard old man Humphrey vibes right now.
You know what? I'm good. We'll just wait. Very sober.
Do you not want to try? You were talking a big game there just a second ago.
I was going to enjoy an ale, but I did just throw up from fairy wine. So
you know what? Just try a little bit. Just a little. Oh,
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. It's a big day. It's an event.
I mean, you are the monarch. You know what? I won't even charge.
I'm the monarch.
I won't charge you for this, your majesty. And he bows.
Thank you, Joey.
And he gets you see a couple cups like on a table, and like you see some big mugs that you would expect a dwarf to drink from. And then you see some like small like fairy sized ones, and he's like, what, and he grabs a big one, and you see him just dip it into this toilet, trying not to gross you out, and pulls it out, and it's kind of a like not spilling over the top, but he has to be like really careful when he's walking it back over to her. He's like, this one's on the house, but don't tell Patrice. Like, this is her batch that she made. It's good.
I'll politely drink some. Suddenly extremely nervous about all of this.
And you get hints of like almost like a blackberry ale, almost mixed with like a wine almost. It tastes very sweet.
Lambic.
Nice on the palate, not overly strong that you can taste. But as you start to walk out towards the entrance of the tent, you thank Joey, and you start just kind of immediately stumbling your way out the door.
It's that sweet fruity stuff that's dangerous, man.
So when you're separated in any kind of a crowd, any kind of a social situation, if anyone watching wants to know what to do, you stay put. So Cheshire will stay put, and he will like assist like people and Patrice, like, go this way. This is the Swandala rides, and have you seen a blue fairy or dashing young lady in a cap. Well, if you see them, just tell them where I am. You know, they might be looking for me. And have a great evening. Blessings from your monarch. Stuff. And I'll remain there.
Okay. So we will circle back around to Scinn. What are you up to?
He's been waiting for Candlefoot to get finished.
That's right.
So that they can have a conversation. Yeah, he's got his little book out and he's ready to hand it off. And he's actually going to use the cantrip message to send a little message to Candlefoot in his mind, being like, hey, like, I don't want to freak you out, like, that your hair would be suddenly in your head. But, like, we just need to, like, hear a little bit about what happened with your voice, because we've heard some things about a crow lady or a raven lady. I have a book here. You can reply to this message. So with message, he can send one line back, basically, like one sentence back. It's not like a full conversation spell or anything like that, but like Candlefoot could reply mentally if he so chose, or he can just write in the book, whatever.
Candlefoot's voice.
What?
We'll get to hear Candlefoot's voice in Scinn's head. Just Rob as the player is excited. Can I be excited, Rob?
No, you cannot.
Damn. Okay.
Can I be excited?
Yes, you can.
Yay.
Patty.
Yes.
So Candlefoot like looks around real confused, like, why is there a voice in my head talking? But not alarmed. He's just confused. And you kind of hear him say to himself, or not say to himself, but say to you through his head. It's like, Kettlesteam stole my voice in my proudest moment, and I don't know what to do.
And he's gonna kind of like, basically like with his little notebook, just kind of like put a pin on it, be like, send another message, and just, you want to write it down, or we could keep doing this little communication thing. What do you prefer?
He's like, and he takes the pen and paper from you, and he just writes down, me sad. Kinku stole voice during proposal, or before proposal, and hands it back to you.
Oh. He like reads over it, and it's just like, fully aware this is a one-sided conversation, but like he's still talking as in like, you know, like that there could be a response, but just like, we're looking. I don't know what a kinku is, but if it's like a bird, we're looking for a lady right now. Yeah, okay. Get it. I get it. Yeah, we're looking for her right now because someone says she was weird and suspicious. Can you come, like, with me real quick? Because I don't know where my friends are, but they're looking for her right now. Maybe we could, like, beat your voice out of her.
He's talking, he's like, He's like,
don't worry, I'm prepared to do whatever I need to do, man. And he pulls out one of his little tiny daggers.
And he excitedly claps. And you see him, he's just kind of motioning to the last couple people in line. He's like, and he like imaginary like hooks a rope across the front of the tent, and he's ready to walk with you.
Yay, mime stuff!
That's fucking great, dude.
And starts to like fly after him, and then goes. His mind is like, oh, people might be dumb, so he flies back around and goes, "It's closed right now." Right, the dragonflies. He like goes after.
Guys, let's take a second and say I'm really enjoying.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
The mime bit just took it over the top. I'm here for it all.
This makes me happy. So where are you headed with your colorless, speechless mime?
Back in the direction that I know Cheshire should be. Because I don't know where otherwise they went.
He was kind of by the dragonfly area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And while they're going, Cian's just like still in the quiet space with just all kinds of things, just like, man, yeah, I got so many brothers and sisters. Do you have any brothers and sisters? Like, want some glitter? I got a lot of glitter. Like,
And
just
he
so much
looks,
glitter.
he's like, makes just kind of like a glitter like ploof from his hand.
But don't worry, my man, I got you. And he like takes the little bag and just, he starts like just shaking it on top.
Hopefully, as they're wandering to slightly the wrong place, maybe some carnival goers that Cheshire has spoken to will notice a blue fairy. Say, oh, the Monarch was looking for you. They're over at the Swan Place or something.
That if that doesn't happen, he's gonna start standing in the middle of this, or probably floating in the middle of this carnival, going, Cheshire! How'd you go, man? You're so big. How'd I lose you?
In the midst of this, what is Sawyer doing as she comes out of the big top tent?
I figure she's just kind of like moseying her way out. And Cheshire is next door at the Swans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do like a perception to scan the crowd and see if I recognize either of my buddies?
With it being on the side, yeah, I would say so.
Okay, cool. All right. I get +2 to perception. 14.
Okay. As you're looking, you don't see Cheshire anywhere, but you see our friend Scinn guiding Candlefoot by the hand, just like demandingly. Glitter just kind of like flying.
There's like little glitter footprints.
Yes.
His little bare feet just slap against the ground.
Sawyer comes up. It's like, I was totally looking for you two. Have you seen Cheshire anywhere?
No, I just have been screaming his name everywhere. It's like he disappeared. It's just so fun because I'm the only one who's allowed to play fun pranks.
That's really fair. Yeah, I don't. You're the prankster. We gotta find him. Cheshire.
I brought Candlefoot here. Like, we kicked some people out of the House of Illusion, so like we kind of need to fight. Sure.
Right. No, I think this is all really good because, and I lean in so Candlefoot can't hear me because I don't want to like make him nervous by this. But I lean in to whisper to Cian. I talked to Palasha, and she says she kind of hopes he's there. Like she'll give him one chance when she does her show.
We should go to the lake then.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, Cheshire just like disappeared, man. But like, it's okay. Because we could do it without him. Yeah, we could do it. Even if we don't, we could do it without him.
Right, like if he comes later, we can just catch him up.
What are you doing?
To be fully honest, Sawyer, if I'm being like real honest, like you and I, we're the braids. The three of us anyway.
Yeah. I'm pretty smart. I'm pretty smart.
So smart.
Yeah, you're the idea guy though. You're the one who comes up with the ideas.
We're like two 5-year-olds, like two toddlers that are coming down from the sugar high right now, just having a powwow.
Just like, we got this. We like read each other's minds. We finish each other's sentences.
One of the carnival goers comes up like, are you guys by chance like related? Well, not related, but are you here with some like a satyr? Like he's wearing like these butterfly wings. He keeps referring to himself as the Monarch, but I think that happened before I got here because anybody can refer to themselves as that.
I mean, you missed a lot by coming late, so that's too bad. But he is the Monarch. So you should definitely go and like bow and thank him for spreading joy and mirth.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. I'm headed over here to play some games, but with a display like that, with those wings, like I'll be easy to find you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just follow the glitter. Well, that's maybe not smart. I've got it everywhere.
Yeah, there's glitter everywhere. I'd hate to turn on a light because it would be like a disco ball here.
Here, let me just add a little more. There you go, sir.
His face just gets covered in glitter and looks disgusted, and he just kind of like stomps off.
Oh, wait, did you happen to... Okay, I was going to ask you where you saw our sage friend, but you walked off. I guess we'll have to keep looking, seeing.
Yeah, well, we know we need to go to the lake, so let's just go there and I'll just keep screaming. I just got a voice that really carries.
You do. Yeah, if do you want to stand on my head, I can walk and balance you and you can call out above the crowd.
Oh, that, or you could take Candlefoot's hand to make sure we don't lose him, because he's so quiet, and I could just like fly above us.
I like wipe my hand off because it's a little sweaty, and then I take Candlefoot's hand.
Now there's a 2-foot-tall fairy floating in the air, just going, Cheshire! Like,
roll a perception check for me.
My buddy Mythical Mania giving me inspiration in the chat. Thank you, Pat.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
you need to bless this, please. Oh, you
Yeah,
licked it. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a good bless.
Yeah.
We got a lot of people I know in the viewership right now. I just refreshed it. Hello
That's
to everyone
awesome.
who I haven't said hi to yet. Say hi in the chat. Some of
yay.
us are in the chat. Thank you all for being
Hello,
here. We
friend.
passed 300 followers tonight. It's super exciting time, and we're having lots of fun trying to save the carnival and striking out for love tonight.
Yeah.
Is that
We
a
might
hint
bring
at
some
a
love
name for
together.
the episode?
It could be, you know.
I'll take it under consideration.
I got a 17.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
move all my things around because I need to charge.
Nice.
as you are flying up screaming for Cheshire, you see him over by the Swandalas, and he visibly looks drunk at this point, and he's just kind of like telling his life story to this dwarf that's now punching tickets.
And then they made me their king. And it was magical. And the swan asked me what the meaning of joy was. And I've forgotten what I said. But it was meaningful and poignant, and I just need you to fill in the blank for yourself on that one.
Before even get there, Cian turns to Sawyer and goes, "See what I mean? We're the brains of the group."
You were right. And as we approach, I go, "Oh, hail the Witchlight Monarch!" And I do a fancy bow to him.
And everyone around follows with the bow.
Yeah.
Oh, stop. Wait, Sawyer, I was looking. I found them. The Mothman, woman, lady, person, raven thing. It's in the tent. So is Ale. And you brought Flandlecoot. Thank goodness you're here. Just right this way. We have so much to not talk about, and maybe soon talk about.
Take his hand. Cian had his hand, and then I had his hand. Take his hand here.
Also, don't take this the wrong way, Cheshire, but I think you'll need a breath mint.
A little bit.
It's
Bristly,
time
stinky.
I just had one,
You're just breathing a lot when you talk.
but it was big.
The mint
You're
was
like-
big.
Yeah.
I don't have a mint. I had an ale.
It's an ale.
Special staff. Cian, have you had the special staff ale?
Oh, no, I've never had alcohol. They don't trust me with it.
That's probably. Mm-hmm. And right. Anyway, this way.
Let's. I heard there's going to
whisper,
be a show soon, so.
I turn to the person next to me and say,
But don't tell Patrice.
and it's definitely Patrice.
And she's like, "You're drinking my ale?"
No. No.
Well, did you like it?
Yes.
It'll really put some whiskers on your face, won't it?
Yes, I got them most places, actually.
You want to see? And I start like pulling down my shirt.
All right.
She says-
We don't want to get too crazy right now.
So that's not what monarchs do in front of their people.
Monarchs
winks
get
at
people
you.
married.
She winks at you and says, "So do I."
We'll talk later, Patrice.
It's like, and I wave to my friends to follow me to Joey's tent.
Okay. Pardon me. So, you all arrive in the tent here, and you see Joey in there, just kind of harassing this child raven on the stool that's just tied up, just berating him with words like, "Why are you lurking around here? Why are you so annoying? Why are you trying to do just without giving a chance to answer any questions, just question after question after question."
Is that the one? Candlecoot? Is that the one that? Because he's done like theorizing and wondering what actually could have happened. He's just filled in the blanks for himself at this point. Like, is that the one that took your poor voice? Is that?
And you see him like walking up and like inspecting, and he kind of looks back at you and he's like unsure and thinking it's probably because it looks like a child.
Anne's gonna watch this and just kind of like flutter over to the child that's tied up and be like,
Just still Candlefoot's voice? So rude.
And in a voice that does not match this female child's tone, you hear, "Yeah, I took his voice, but I needed it. That's the only way that I can protest safely around here. If Mr. Witch and Mr. Light don't start listening to me, I swear I am going to cause more chaos, and they can't stop me. I just want to be heard around here."
Listen here, bird thing. I'm the only one who's allowed to be small and cause chaos, and they're okay with it.
Right.
Yeah.
As you say that, she looks at you and then like puffs out into her full form, which breaks the ropes, and she's just like standing there, a full size Kenku, which I
2 foot tall fairy standing there just going,
Can
looking
I
back at her.
Can I grapple her?
I didn't get a picture of her. Oh, I feel bad now.
There's a little stretchy leg.
But she doesn't appear to be trying to run anywhere. She's just breaking the illusion of being a child.
I will tweet an image of this character. If you don't already follow us on Twitter, scroll back up to Nightbot's chat, follow the link tree, and you'll get there and you'll get to see what this character looks like.
She's kind of cool looking.
Ooh.
So she's like, Are you all willing to listen to me?"
It depends on what you have to say.
"Well, if you want this mime to have his voice back, but let's be honest, mimes aren't funny whenever they're talking."
Listen here, and he pulls out the tiny dagger. He's like, "Listen here, lady, Mr. Bird Thing."
And Candlefoot just kind of looks
Got
like
my
disgusted,
eye on
like, "What do you mean I'm not funny?" type of look.
Because of you, I've been calling him Jonathan.
I mean, I think Jonathan's a good name.
How would you like it if we called you Jonathan?
Listen here, you drunky McDrunkerson. You might be the monarch, but you obviously cannot handle your ale.
At least I don't steal people's voices on the eve of their proposal.
Yeah, let's not start pointing feather fingers around when you're the thief here. Like you got nowhere to speak.
Would you just listen to my story?
If we listen to your story, you give the mime his voice back.
Yeah.
You got shake on it and pinky promise it.
With all the pinion feathers
I
until we
have
decide
no
which one's a
pinkies.
pinky.
But
You gotta make a fey promise here, bud.
And he pulls out those wooden teeth again that he was given last time. It's like, you gotta swear on my great-great-grandfather's teeth.
If you break your promise, he's gonna come steal your toes.
joke's on you, little one. I'm from the Fae. I know the tricks. That one's not gonna work on me. Just because I haven't been there in... Hell, it's probably been 16 years now. But because of this carnival, I can't go back.
You guys watch Scinn go at her and then like pinch her with the teeth.
Many years ago, I made a pact with the Archfey Zybilna. At the time, they were the Archfey of all of the Feywild domain of Prismere, and I was convinced that something was amiss, and as a warlock, I've been able to notice that Zybilna is... I can't connect with her anymore. I don't know what's happened. I've been locked out of the Fae. I just want to get back and be back with my mentor. I've been here for 16 years. I've had 2 carnival passings to try and get an audience with Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, but they won't see me, which is why I'm resorting to what I have to, of stealing voices and causing chaos so that I can try and get an audience so I can just go back home.
Why don't you just do what I did and like hide in a barrel and come back with us?
I can't
Zingy.
cross the barrier. Like I can't cross through the plane. Everything else goes and I stay. I haven't been able to find a spell or anything that will allow me to go.
I mean, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light, I mean, if this makes you feel any better, they're both pretty frustrated with you.
Last time I got close enough to their wagon before that clown. That clown. You've met him?
He's horrid. He's awful. He's so
my
rude.
gosh.
And he's sassy.
Clown
is so annoying. I can't get close enough to the wagon. But the last time that I was back there, I overheard them talking, and she begins to imitate poorly in Mr. Light's voice. Someone's going to find out about this. They'll shut us down. And immediately followed by a poorly interacted voice of what you can assume, Mr. Witch. We agreed to this pact. Our hands were forced, but our eyes were open. We let the Hourglass Coven take what it wants, and in return we stay in business. That is what you want, right?
You guys write that down. I have a rat in my right hand.
Got you.
I got some of it. Cheshire, by the way, is just kind of behind everybody, just quietly sobbing. Just like, just stop. She just wants to go home.
Pardon me for a second, and Scinn flies over and with his little teeny tiny hand starts going like this. Pull yourself together, Cheshire. You're the mother. Don't cry.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Maybe you need a nap.
I need a lot of things. But that's that's terrible. You shouldn't steal things at a carnival. People might not want to come back, and this is such a wonderful place. I've had so many years of probably fun. I think I remember here things. But listen. You've had a terrible time. I understand that you've had a terrible time, and I want you to have a better time. I really, honestly do want you to have a better time. But you can't
hurt other people just because you're not having your way. That's not Candlefoot's fault that you can't go home, and perhaps a different tactic with Misters Light and Witch would serve you better than causing problems and making them frustrated. They're not liable to give you anything that you want if you treat them this way and their employees this way.
The only way that I have been close to getting their attention is by pestering their prized possession, Palasha, and the only way that I could do that was by taking Candlefoot's voice. And
now you leave Palasha alone. She has done nothing.
I have no
and Sawyer's
beef.
like real grumpy.
I have no beef with Palasha. I just want an audience with those two clowns. You know they're not even from the Feywild.
Oh, listen, I work here. Like, you could have just made friends with somebody. And they could have just, like, you know.
Well, you see, I'm not necessarily allowed here. They don't let me in.
I wasn't allowed here at first either. Then I just cried really hard in front of them, but they let me in.
I've been hiding in the woods and going from town to town, changing my appearance until the carnival comes back and I have a chance to get back.
You've been like sneaking in then.
Yes.
Something tells me, it's somewhere in the back of my brain, not paying to get in is a bad idea.
Yeah, I got this really weird feeling when you mentioned that. You're not supposed to do that. Bad things happen.
Bad things have happened. The first year that I snuck in, they, oddly enough, they took my voice.
Who's they?
The Witchlight Hand. There was this little girl. She was more like a ghoul, but she had the most terrifying pig mask.
No. I saw the ghost of a pig-faced girl earlier.
Where did you see her?
She's in the Hall of Illusion. I thought she wasn't real. I think she's...
Have you seen any of her other companions? There's 3 of them in total.
No.
I mean, what do they look like? Maybe we have... Is one of them a tree? I've seen a tree several times tonight.
Let me pull...
Seder, Cheshire is like so invested. He's like kneeling in front of this girl, just like...
Does one of them look like a sassy middle-aged clown man?
Yeah.
No, one of them...
I like to call him Keith because that name matches him.
I'm going to start calling him Keith.
One of them looks like, all I can assume, like almost like a bullywug. Do you guys have bullywugs here?
Bullywug.
I have bullies.
Bullywug.
Well, anyway, I guess the closest thing that you might have to him is picture a frog, but like a human.
Oh, that sounds repulsive.
It is
terrifying.
He's ugly, and he looks like he could use a sandwich, but that's not my business.
Okay.
The other
Cien, get us a sandwich just in case. Go on.
The other
Cien turns to Candlefoot.
Get us a sandwich.
Candlefoot looks up like, pitch, please. The other monster that is going around that I can only assume is working for the Misters is she looks like a shadow. The only thing that I have to go off of is she's just like a black tall shadow that kind of hovers around, and she wears a mask that looks like a moon with her eyes closed, and all you can see is her actual mouth.
Well, I think people that wear masks just are cool in general, so maybe they're not so bad. That's all I had to say. Anyway, but,
like that awkward silence that follows.
Perhaps we'll keep our eye out for these people for sure, and I don't know why the fur on the back of my head stood up when you said that, but perhaps
look, it's my responsibility and the responsibility of my court as your temporary monarch for however long this lasts, to bring joy to everyone at the carnival, and whether or not you paid, you, madam, are included. So, we will. So we're supposed to talk to Mrs. Witch and Light later tonight. And I defy any of these folk to stop us bringing you with us and having the conversation that you need to have, but not with Candlefoot's voice. I mean, it's not the done thing. Just return that, and then we'll talk about you talking to the people you said.
I tell you what. I won't be able to talk to them, but I will give this poor soul his voice back. If you promise to find out what happened to Zybilna in Prismere. I just want to get back. That's all that I want.
And frankly, it's probably better for Mr. Light and Witch if you do get back, because then you won't bother them anymore.
I mean, I don't want to be a pest to anybody. I have a husband and 2
But you're so good at it.
That I haven't seen in 16 years. I just want to get back.
You're going to make me cry again.
I pat Cheshire on the back.
See, and you take over.
As you say that, you look over to see, like, Scinn had been, like, raising one little, like, fist of fury, just like, I swear to God, Cheshire.
Listen, you said, obviously you could do magic, which, by the way, are you, what do I say, lady? Do I say mister? Do I just keep saying bird thing?
You can call me Kettlesteam.
Kettlesteam.
Yeah, I thought I had a weird day, but then anyway, could you I have a way that I could communicate mentally with people. Like, could you do that? Because if you can, you could talk to them that way. Or if not, then you could tell me things in my head, and I could say tell them that's what you're saying, or we'll work around it. But
in my years of training with Zybilna, I haven't learned how to use this spell that you're talking of, but I do have more powerful spells that can be used if needed. I don't want to resort to violence.
Well, yeah, we don't want to listen. I've set many things on fire on accident here. We don't like fire here. Oh, yeah, we'll figure out a way that you can talk. It's just you gotta give him his voice back, man. He was about to get married.
Yeah, you kind of pulled the rug out from under him when you did that. When you did it,
it's so sad.
I rub Cheshire's back. It's all right, buddy. It's all right.
So I will let you all choose. So Kettlesteam kind of opens up her robe area and pulls out this bigger than a corn husk doll that has a thorny stem tied around its neck. And I will let you all choose if you want to try and intimidate or persuade Kettlesteam to part with the doll.
Persuade.
Yeah.
Scinn was definitely, because he's still standing there, prepared, just so we'll let that go as it will, whichever direction.
So go ahead and roll your respective checks.
Yes, I'll go against everybody and do a deception or a intimidation check.
Do I get the Monarch +5?
You have one more charge with it, yeah.
I'm going to use my guidance from Grim.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do that too, because this wasn't a great roll. Which is fine, considering I'm the only one doing intimidation.
And is it giving a +5? Is that what it does?
To what? Yeah, it's a +5 to whatever you roll plus whatever advantage you have.
Okay.
Or modifiers.
What are you doing?
Then 23.
Okay.
I got 19.
Nice.
Clearly, you guys went in the correct direction, because let me break down how this went. I have a +2 modifier. I have a +2 modifier. My guidance gave me a 4, and I rolled a 3.
Okay.
So I'm at 9 in total.
Beautiful.
So
I love that that's like Cian's intimidation capacity.
Oh.
So
Just
Cian's like sitting here with these little knives, like, and Kettlesteam's like,
Looks like a chihuahua, like a man.
right, like a little yippy dog.
What you gonna do?
And Cheshire, how would you like to persuade Kettlesteam to give up this doll?
I just, with tears falling down my face, I can't smile, but I can look very sad. And just looking as mournful and as compassionate as I possibly can, I like take the doll and I just push the doll hand away to clasp her hand or wing or claw or whatever she's got, and just say, "We will find you a way to get back to your family. I promise you, on the fleeting authority that I have as the monarch, we will make this happen for you. But you must not stand in the way of the love of this painted mime and apparently a fish person. You can't do it. No longer."
And she's like concerned, but also not, like, she trusts you, but not fully. Like, she's ready to give it up, but she's like, as long as you promise as the monarch, that has to mean something in this joyous place. And she unties the doll from her waistband, and you start to see all of the color of Candlefoot's costume come back. It's a lot of like blues and purples, as far as like his face paint and his costume goes, and like it just kind of like seeps up from his feet all the way to his head, and he's like, I can talk! I can talk! How dare you call me Jonathan, you troll!
So we talked about this. I didn't know your name.
No.
What?
You can... All these years you've been calling me Jonathan. You knew my name was Candlefoot.
Sit here, buddy. Don't listen.
Clip! Someone clip that for me.
I'll give you a second of it. I'll give someone a second to clip this.
Sit here, buddy. I don't remember anybody's name, okay? I've been calling Chester for like 3 hours.
You have?
Okay?
It's true.
Sorry, I thought your name was Chester. I really did. But
I
listen,
know.
it wasn't special treatment. It wasn't me bullying you. It was just that's how I am. Understand?
I'm willing to look past it, but if you call me Jonathan one more time, I will take you to that lake, and I know how well fairies swim.
Whoa.
I think I need to get you a new birthday card now.
Okay,
Because I already bought it, and I kind of already wrote it. So I'll just... Don't worry about it. Fine.
You know what? And Candlefoot, being the mischievous guy that he is... okay. He's like, you know what? Me getting my voice back is such a reason to celebrate. He's like,
Yeah.
here. And he just kind of like saunters over. He's like, hey, Joey, may I? And he's like, you got it, Candlefoot. And he grabs 4 mugs. And you see him go over to this toilet, and he dips a mug, gives it to Cheshire. Dips a mug.
No, I should. I say taking it.
Gives it to Sawyer.
Thank you.
Gets the same size mug, dips it, and gives it to Cian, and grabs another one for himself. He's like, in honor of getting my voice, and to the Majesty himself, cheers.
It's bathroom ale.
This is what this looks like.
Like, normal size mug? Cian size mug. I decided to roll a thing, and Cheshire's going to do the the Kronk thing and like take a swig, but like pour it down his back.
Okay.
Sawyer's gonna do the
I
thing
know where I'm
where
at, and it's not a great place.
if someone like who is not experienced drinking wants to taste something and they go like, and they like just dip their tongue in real quick, she's gonna be like, and then she'll take a sip.
Okay.
Cien takes like one little sip and just goes, burns. And then like you watch him like sit the mug down and then just kind of go, just like fall forward. There's just like a tiny fairy like flat down.
So you have Cien just drunker than a skunk right now, passed out on the table. Sawyer is feeling very, very like just chill and zenned out.
Feeling
And
it.
you have Cheshire just sitting there pretending to be drunk because he knows what this does, and he kind of wanted to see what it does to you all. So
Candlefoot. Listen, I talked to Palasha. You know what she told me? She wants to see you at her last show. So I think we should go.
Let's all go.
I told her I'd be at the front. I told her I'd be screaming really loud and cheering for her. So we have to go to that, right?
We've got your back, man.
Yeah.
We've got you.
Yeah.
Let me run back to my tent. I have a gift that I need to properly give Palasha when the moment arises.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And
We'll go save you a seat.
It's
We'll
like
go
lovely
ahead.
little moment is ruined by like this passed out fairy on the ground. You're like, no, it's my candy.
Let Cien sleep this one off. You can you do whatever you want with him, I suppose.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you have Kettlesteam just quietly, just kind of like watching you all, wondering what you're still just sitting there for.
I will take Kettlestream's hand and say,
You'll be my guest. We're going to see a beautiful performance and then probably an even more beautiful thing happen. And
Sawyer, you get the little one. This will go.
Right. And I'm just
Joey,
gonna
Joey, thank you, Joey.
pick up
Pleasure.
Cien,
Thank you.
and cradle him like a child as we walk. And as we walk over, I'm actually gonna lean down to Kettlestream, and Sawyer's still a little paranoid about the whole concept of Kettlestream sneaking in a bunch, and she has this like pit in her stomach and she can't place it. But she's just like, listen, you said you snuck in like a whole bunch. Did they take anything else from you?
And she's kind of like shakes her head no at you.
You're just the boy. All right. She like rocks Cien a little bit.
You hear her
Keeps
mumble.
walking.
You hear her mumble just like, dang it, Gregory. Where's Jonathan? Like,
And that is where we will end for tonight's episode.
We're gonna start with Palasha's performance next week. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Yes. And hopefully we'll have sobered up a little by then.
Well, is it D&D if someone's not drunk?
now I'm just
Well, usually it's me, not my character.
now I'm just picturing like this beautiful performance and like Candlefoot proposing and stuff like that, all while Cien's like laying on a trash can passed out.
She just like sets you on top of a trash can, and you're just like,
We're like in the front floor, like, do a flip.
Yeah.
Just heckling. Well, Rob, do you want to carry us out?
Let's see. We did have a follower a moment ago, Brewski20. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the party. If anyone is here and isn't a regular here, which I see several of you are, this is us. We are Misty Mountain Streaming. Usually I'm the guy on screen. My name is Rob. I run I'm half of a podcast. I'm all of a YouTube channel and most of a Twitch channel where I enjoy telling and experiencing great stories. And that's kind of what Misty Mountain Streaming is about. Sometimes it's video games, sometimes it's people making up stuff, sometimes it's interviews, but as often as possible, it's Dungeons and Dragons and other tabletop games like you are seeing here tonight. And I like to welcome my friends and Misty Mountain Gaming, the company that I work for's, adventurers, influencers, brand ambassadors, of which all of, let's see if I'm pointing in the right direction on Twitch, waiting for it to update.
Nope.
Runway. All of these people are. Rob has also had bourbon, not just Cheshire. The ladies with us tonight are accomplished cosplayers with very entertaining and inspirational Instagram accounts where you can see some of the stuff that they're very talented at doing, which the guys on screen cannot do so well.
You could
Man,
though.
we saw the lumberjack photos. Like
It's true.
We don't.
I will.
We don't.
Lumber
Don't worry
snack.
about it.
Don't worry about it.
I do need to entertain y'all. I had, like, years ago, I did Zap Brannigan from Futurama, and I actually bleached my hair. I wore a velour miniskirt. I'll put that
So
in the
you are a
chat later on.
cosplayer.
I've done it. And it's not doesn't mean I'm good at it.
I'm gonna cosplay Rob at PCC.
Easy. Easily
Train,
done.
I like it.
Rob here, there, is a Twitch streamer, a photographer, and an entertainer for people on the internet. Freakishly similar to me in so many ways. We're doing this campaign every Wednesday night for the foreseeable future, God willing. And tune in to see the continuation of this. If you missed last episode for any reason, it is on Twitch's VOD. So you can go to this channel's past broadcast and you'll be able to see it there. It will be on YouTube after it expires. I have it scheduled so you'll always be able to go back and find it. Thank you, Banjo Bravo and Joel.
Thank you
for watching, enjoying everything. Thank you, Trixie, for being here at the end. Thank you, lots of people, for being here at the end. And thank you for everyone that was just lurking. It does help this channel grow. It does help new people find this channel when you just turn us on, even if you can't stay. But we hope you can stay because we love you guys and like you being here.
Yeah.
Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same time that we started tonight. Tune back in to hear what is sure to be a very confusing / possibly informative talk about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Can't wait.
And the American legal system. Another stream takeover by Crash Candy Cosplay. And someone in the chat right now, Banjo Bravo, I can't wait. Also on, I think I'm going to put the link in the chat. Yes, Nightbot just put in a link in the chat to Wasteland Girls Twitch channel at roughly the same time on Friday. If you would prefer, Tyler is going to be on Wasteland Girls Twitch channel, and they're just going to be talking about D&D. If for some reason Sonic isn't your thing, I don't know why we're friends, but definitely we share D&D, and they will be talking about that over there. If you want to see two wonderful women talking about the hobby that we all love, that would be a good place and time to do that.
Yeah. I've been playing games for like 7 or 8 years and running for like 2 or 3, so like it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And for everybody in the chat who said that they liked seeing Ori, thank you. I'm well aware they're more popular than me. Like if I make them they're gonna immediately surpass my count. Like it's fine. I get it.
If you feel that way, know how I feel losing to everyone on this channel so far.
The rat.
To the rat. Me and that rat is Sawyer's relationship to Timothy. Just the animal can do things that I cannot do.
The dog
For anyone looking forward to more D&D on this channel, you don't have to wait all the way till next Wednesday. Monday night, at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are going to continue our longest standing campaign thus far, the Rimehold Ritual, and we will have a special guest. It has been revealed already. We can talk about it. Eric Bra, professional voice actor for League of Legends, as well as many other things. He's worked for League of Legends 3 times as the voice of Jax, Vel'Koz, and Draven. Will be on the show as a cameo character, Ravan the Bloodlord. And I am fucking excited. Let's go.
Come watch him murder our cleric in the first 5 minutes.
It's going to be so sweet. Don't miss that. Don't miss anything that we do. I hope you can join us for everything, but that's going to be a good one, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That is the end of things I have to say.
I would like to also, I had this idea today. If there's any events that happen in this campaign and any of you are artistically have advantage on that and want to express how a scene or an event or something that happens in this campaign, I'm sure Rob would retweet them. We can share them. But I personally, running this campaign, I would love to see everyone's interpretations of these characters in these scenarios.
Yes.
Let's make a hashtag. Let's say the hashtag for any art is hashtag Misty Mountain Gaming.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
That would work.
And if you guys want to see close-up pictures of the character art that we have on the stream, Tyler drew some, and it is posted on the Misty Mountain Instagram, I believe.
amazing.
So
Yeah.
you can see it all up close.
I'm spreading it out. It will be on other platforms as we go on. If we get enough art, I don't know how popular that suggestion will be. I will just make a slideshow of it as the mid-roll while we take our breaks.
That would be so cool.
Kind of the way Critical Role does.
Right? I like it.
I will also just cry if someone draws Sawyer. So in a good way. If you want to make me cry, happy tears.
I know. It
That's
makes me so happy.
Great way to do it.
I love drawing other people's characters. I rarely have people draw my characters. It would make me real happy.
Oh.
That would be
Also,
great.
Lori, why are you biting my bra strap? What is wrong with you tonight?
And on that note,
She's feeling a little frisky.
we will see you all next week for episode 3 of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
A wedding proposal on the way?
Oh,
Seriously?
who knows?
Wow.